Make it bump.
For the G's who touchin' cheese.
Damn.
In the club. For the G's who touchin' cheese.
Damn. Make it bump.
For the G's who touchin' cheese.
Damn.
In the club.
seat you by the fire. Listen, listen. There's something I must confide. I know I said that it'd be fine. I know I made it look like it'd be alright, but I think I learned my lesson, and I'm not gonna let you out of my sight. You can call me killer, 'cause I'll bring you to the light. And it might taste bitter when you're answering to God. You can call me killer as you look into my eyes. Nothing but a sinner. You won't get away this time. You won't get away this time. You won't get away this time. You won't get away.
this way before. It must be you and I. It's got me thinking about us more. It's these bright lights that hurt me in the days, and I can't stop but think about the way that you move around up and down on that stage. It's your future vibes. Bright lights that hurt me in the trance, so I feel like I can do it all. It's a good life that I really want. It's those future vibes. I got those future vibes.
about to turn it on. Turn it. We about to turn it on. Turn it.
Welcome, guys, to the Female Pro League stream here on a lovely Tuesday evening, I guess. We have Savage versus Riot, and I'm here with Paradox this evening. How are you?
I am good, and I'm excited to be back once again. How are you, Jen?
Doing fine. I mean, the storm is coming here. Hopefully I don't lose power, but let's look at this ban and protect system already loaded up for you guys. Wolf Knight is going to have an interesting ban on the VMP, taking that right off the bat, and we're having Clamming protect the stock, so really trying to support that AR play, which might have been the next ban there for Wolf Knight squad, and Flashbang taken out by Flavor, Overclock as well, so expect the concussion and the HCXDs and maybe another target ban.
Yeah, Danny ends up taking out the concussion, the HCXD taken out by Lethal Lady. Now, looking at that VMP ban, I want to see how that really goes throughout the rest of this game. It's going to help the ARs a lot, and with that stock being protected, we get over to that L hill, the green hill, the third hill here on evac hardpoint. A lot of the ARs will be able to set up and stay in position on that one, as well as the glass hill, the fifth one in the rotation there. You're able to set up on top with the ARs, make sure you keep that distance, so Sub's going to have to reroute through the middle of the map when they try and go for the break there.
Course, and I don't believe any weapons besides the VMP were taken out unless the bans are quick at the end. But then, of course, the kinetic armor, the specialist did make it through along with the active camo, the scythe, heatwave, and also Emmys is opting for the purifier in this evac hardpoint. Dream Crazy is going to go with the Tempest. And here we're seeing some very different specialists here. Purifier and Tempest, the one sticking out versus the kinetic armor and the active camo not on the side of Wolf Knight squad.
I want to know how Dream Crazy is going to do with the Tempest. I love seeing people use the Tempest. Dream Crazy is set to go off once again. I mean, this Riot team has not lost a single game so far here in Season 2. But on the other side, seeing the kinetic armor come out of Danielle, and I'm wondering why that's not matched on the side of Riot. They're looking to sort of play this one very, very heavy on the Slay side with a 3-weapon and 1 ability setup. I want to see how that works in their favor here.
Yeah, it looks like they have their specialists ready on the Riot squad to really defend a hill, while as on the side of Savage, it's more of a breaking a hill thing. Like you have kinetic armor, pop that into a hill, go in, be able to absorb a lot of bullets while getting these multi-kills along with active camo. Another kind of hill breaking specialist here. Going to be interesting to see what kind of weapon matchups you're going to see. Of course, no weapons taken out besides the VMP, so maybe seeing some Kuda play for those sub players, or possibly I've seen Dream Crazy and other friends use the Man of War alongside the M8. So with that stock being protected, that's going to be obviously helping them out there.
Yeah, and you talk about some of the ARs here that are up for grabs. The HVK could easily work its way into this one as well. It's been getting a lot of play over on the European side in the Call of Duty World League, but players in the Female Pro League have used it before. Would not be surprised to see that come out again, especially on a map like evac where you have a lot of those close quarters engagements, being able to put a lot of shots down range very fast. You're giving up some of the damage there with that weapon, but in the long run, if you practice enough with it, you'll be able to make it work.
Course, and very different specialists across the board. Surprised the active camo wasn't on the side of Riot. That seems to be the one you pick up every single time unless it's taken out. But I'm liking that purifier choice. I'm expecting Emmys to be in these really close range quarters like kitchen and maybe green, and just spraying that purifier, and it has a decent range to cover the entire hill. Of course, it's more of a, you could defend with it, trying to pre-fire these doorways, of course, as well as break it, as long as you don't kill your own team with it along with that. And then the Tempest, that's another one sticking out. We've seen Dream Crazy go off with it. We've seen Shooter go off of it. If you're able to use it properly, this can be a very, very devastating specialist. But with the Overclock taken out in the Ban and Protect system, you're going to get these a lot more slower.
It's going to be really hard for Savage when it comes to especially that kitchen hill, and if we look at glass as well, being able to keep control of that hill if they're able to get the early time, right? Because they don't have that purifier in the back pocket. They can't say, okay, let's use this, make sure no one can come through any of the entry points here, and we're able to set up and get started. But, Jen, we're loaded into the first game of the night. Who do you want to hop on board with to start things off?
Well, I'll hop on board here with Riot. They have those preferable top heli spawns, so it's going to be, if they're able to keep these spawns, they should be set up for a lot of time on the second hill. Of course, this first hill going to be very highly contested, but looking at everybody's matchups here. We're seeing Dream Crazy with the HVK, and I've seen her in a couple matches before use that. She seems to be one of the only players in the FPL using it, along with everybody else opting with 2 Kudas on the side of Riot, 2 ARs, and then on the side of Savage, same thing, Kudas. And you also see Danielle with the PO6. I've seen her also use it in her previous matchup, I think just on Monday, and she was absolutely going out. I think she went triple positive with the PO6 and the M8 kind of switching up. But so far, Savage getting a small lead.
Interesting start here for the side of Savage. I want to see how Danielle is able to use this PO6. She has a thermal on it as well, so she's able to see all the Riot players as they're pushing into the hill. She just needs to connect on those shots, and that's the second time in a row she's taken out from behind. Now that gives Riot a little room to work with inside the hill. You see the 3-lady push getting ready to come in from Savage. They're going to send one through the back door. Flavor taken out easily there.
Of course, and just such a very close lead, and still Savage, or actually, Savage are still trying to hold those heli spawns here. Clammy is going to get a huge 2 pieces. This is such important kills for her to keep those spawns, but the scrap time going in favor of Riot. They have just a small lead, but you see all those 4 arrows of Savage ready up into the next hill.
Now that's huge. 3 go down in favor of Savage, and one of those Dream Crazy was trying to lead the push through that back sort of door from that first hill, and she was the first one to be taken out. But now you see Riot is set up to try and take control of Kitchen. Sivers is going to be inside the hill, picks up one, looking for the second one. She's able to connect with that one too. She has some streaks starting to come into her favor here.
Yep, and now Savage on the hill currently. You see 2 go down for Riot, so they're going to have to challenge this hill 1 together. But here, huge kill there by Dream Crazy with the nade, and now they're going to be challenging up this hill through this top apartment area. Wolf Knight is going to lead the charge. She goes down, however. Great defense out of Savage, but finally Dream Crazy and Emmys come from behind and able to take the last bit of 15 seconds. So you see those 4 blue arrows of Savage are spawning out. They have the counter UAV set up, and now they should be good for third hill, but they actually got killed off rotation there by Riot. So there's one player there, Wolf Knight, trying to nade the hill, and she's going to be the one to break this hill, but no, she does go down as 3 players of Riot go down, and now Savage are on the next hill.
For Savage, Flavor and Clammy did a huge job of being able to stay alive inside of this green hill to make sure they're sort of keeping the spawns going in their favor. You're going to see they're picking up a couple of kills in and around the hill. Clammy and Sivers getting jobs done inside, so that gives more time to work with. But for Riot, Emus was the first one to get ready for that push. She's taken out. You see she spawns on her teammates on the top portion of your mini-map there. Sivers is going to be the first one to try and shut down a couple of these players, and she picks up another 2, giving her the lightning strike, trying to pick up the 3rd. There we go. Cerberus coming in with the assist.
Savage keeping this lead by a comfortable 50 points here. Danny going to get challenged. Wolf Knight with the 2 is able to come and try and contest this hill. It's about 15 seconds left, so Savage are going to give up that scrap time there to Wolf Knight. Also, Wolf Knight able to get a kill on rotation here, but next on Green Hill, you have Dream Crazy, and this is Lethal Lady, but Lethal Lady dropping. Dream Crazy needs to get some huge kills here. No, she does go down, so now Savage are going to have 2 players on this next Green Hill, but here comes Riot on rotations here, so this is going to be a huge pinch from them if they're able to surround the hill, especially on this green hill, going through the top and pinching it from both sides. But now Riot are going to be taking over the hill. Currently, Wolf Knight on a 4 kill streak, 175 off the Lightning.
Great hold so far by both sides. We saw Riot trying to break in and get inside the hill, and one thing I liked from them as they were trying to go for that break, they didn't let the pinch come in from Danny. She went all the way around, tried to really cause chaos there, and Riot wasn't stunned by it at all. They kept things going, trying to go for the break. Savage now picking up even more time inside. They passed the 100-second mark.
Yeah, and you see a Sivers getting full streaks here with the Cerberus and the Lightning Strike, as she does go down, as I did jinx her a little bit there. However, Wolf Knight did get taken off her Lightning Strike, as I did speak about earlier, but some specialists into play. Emmys with the Purifier. Expect her to maybe pull this out on this next middle hill, of course. Dream Crazy with the Tempest. She could also be using that on the middle hill, along with Clammy with her Scythe, and she's actually going to pull out in the Scythe, or sorry, the Cerberus from Savage, also getting thrown down on this middle hill. So this is going to be huge for Savage, but here comes Riot. They've already had three teammates on, but there you go, 3 down as well, as the Sivers and Flavor lining up the kill feed.
As soon as that Cerberus comes into play, Dream Crazy ends up popping her Tempest, gets 1 shot off on the Cerberus, and then goes down inside of the hill. So that Cerberus is still up, but you do see the EMPs are in full effect here in the middle of the map as we start this second rotation. Now the players for Riot are split up. Dream Crazy is trying to attack the big door. She goes down. Wolf Knight's going to come from the jump up, but you see she's waiting for the rest of her teammates to get into position. As soon as she goes for that push, she's taken out as well. I like what I'm seeing from Savage on the start of the second rotation. For Riot, they really need to step it up, get control of this game, and take take over, really. And when we're going in the kitchen, they're set up to do that. I mean, you think Emmys does have this Purifier to work with, so let's see what they can do.
Yeah, Emmys was the one to watch out for Riot. She almost had a couple kills to try and really solidify those heli spawns, but she was taken out. So Savage getting those preferable spawns for at least the first 10 seconds. And now you're going to see, I do believe this is Wolf Knight trying to go for those spawns once again. She's taking out the Cerberus also in the middle of the map, and the counter UAV still in effect for Savage. Danny going to be in the hill watching this wall run here. But as you can see, the orange arrows of Riot are pretty split up right now, 2-2 apiece on each side of the hill. It's going to be huge. Lethal Lady gets a heat wave and she goes down, but here comes Riot into the hill. Are they going to be able to break it? Emmys watching the wall run the wrong side, but here comes a Cerberus to get some kills.
So halfway through the hill, Riot finally are making moves, right? They get control of the spawns. Emmys is now inside of the hill, but as soon as they got control of those spawns, unfortunately a couple go down. Now the spawn split back in the favor of Savage, and you see they're already starting to go and try and focus, push out, and get control of this green hill. Danny's going to lead the charge, picks up one. She has 3 players to deal with here. Smart decision. Back up, let the lightning strike come in. Unfortunately for them, the lightning strike not connecting with anyone.
Cerberus just earned herself another Cerberus on this map, currently 21-8, and she's going to throw it down already on this next hill, claiming opening it up with a 2-piece, and also a Cerberus getting the third. So Riot really struggling against the Savage squad, and this is not the Riot you're usually seeing. Of course, Riot winning every single hardpoint in this second season of FPL, so this might be a Savage giving them their first loss as we're going to the 200-85 mark.
Very surprised from what we've seen from Riot so far. Lethal Lady pulls out her scythe. She's taken out. Emmy's still not using this Purifier yet as she's trying to go inside the hill, and the crossfire was set up perfectly from Savage to neutralize her. And the Cerberus is still alive here once again. She comes up off of the respawn, and she's just being sort of the annoyance, right? She's always the first one in, able to get in the faces of the Riot players and picking up kills as well. You see, she's been able to capitalize on these streaks twice so far throughout this game. So moving forward in this series, she's going to have to be someone Riot has to pay attention to.
Of course, and now Stanny already just on the next hill over at green. Those 3 arrows from Savage nicely spreading around to try and protect the hill and keeping from Riot from contesting it. So that's, I think, Lethal Lady and Wolf Knight challenging it together. They're able to get that huge kill on a Sivers. Now they're concentrating their firepower towards middle map, where Savage are going to be congregating. Here comes Danny and Flavor do both go down by the hands of Emmys. Huge plays there. Dream Crazy getting 2 of her own, so that's 4 players of Savage going down, and the first couple points going there to Riot. So they really need to keep this going, get those rotations there from middle hill if they want to come back into this game.
Dream Crazy's starting to go off. She's on the 4th streak and is being able to pick off Savage player after Savage player left and right with the M8 A7 at her disposal, and the rest of this time is set up to go in favor of Riot, but a server's going to try and get the job done and set up for this push. She's having a little bit of back and forth with Dream Crazy here. She easily can slide in and try and get the heat wave, but Dream Crazy will add to her streak. That's 5 in a row.
5 in a row indeed. Also, Emmys with 3 in a row. She does have the Purifier. Sort of watching these different routes, and then the smokes coming in from, I do believe that Savage. Sivers is now getting some huge kills, but she's now on the hill. Danny trying to support her, but here comes Dream Crazy and Wolf Knight racking up kills on the kill feed here, and they need to get these points and try and make Savage not contest it. You see, I think that was Dream Crazy trying to push out of the hill, stop these players from Savage from even getting close, but all 3 players of Riot going down, and they're just keep trying to flood into this hill. But here comes the Tempest from Dream Crazy. She's able to pick up 1, make that 2, and I do believe there's another player around the corner. Is she gonna get her too? Oh, she's gonna miss her shot. However, the hill is currently contested, only 20 seconds left, and looks like the early rotations there, you see Danny on rotation trying to get those helipad spawns, but Riot still getting those preferable spawns for Kitchen.
This is what we wanted to see from Riot coming into this game. They were able to really take control of that middle hill, lock off all the points of entry, and then they use the specialists to their favor to even make sure more time goes to them. Now you see all the ladies for Savage are starting to rotate, prioritize, and take over these spawns. Flavor goes outside of the map, picks up the wall run and the kill, but 3 inside of the hill for Riot. This is going to be a tough break, but the push now getting ready to come in from Savage. Flavor trying to pick up 1. She ends up going down. That's 2 in a row for Wolfenite.
2 in a row for Wolf, and I have fantastic kills there. And now Savage are going to be spawning out, and Riot are going to have those preferable spawns once again. So, like how Riot are setting up, watching the wall run, watching the top apartment area, and there goes Lethal Lady with a nice 2-piece. Currently on a 6-kill streak, but here comes Danny answering back with a 2 of her own. She's going to go down as well. Emmy's the last one left on the hill. Drink Crazy and Wolf are going to join her the last 20 seconds of the hill. But look at this comeback coming from Riot. This was a 100-point differential game. Now only about almost 10 points left, so this is going to be huge, these rotations here for this next hill, and you see Flavor is already set up.
See, once again, Savage is trying to go for the early rotation. The only thing you need to be able to capitalize when you get this early rotation, Wolfenite has not spotted the Savage player all the way in the back. That is Danny. She's able to spot one, takes out Lethal Lady, and you see the attention has now been drawn from Riot. They're able to neutralize her, take her out of the map, and now Clammy is set up. She has all 4 of these Riot players getting ready to push from that second hill towards her.
Yeah, it's going to be huge to concentrate that AR play right in front of her, and here comes the Purifier, but Sivers is going to be able to take 2 players down. Clammy concentrating her power over there, and now all 4 players of Riot are going to be spawning apartments, so Savage just barely getting away with this win, 250 to 216, as Riot were inching so much closer to the comeback. As you guys do remember, it was a 100-point differential, now only a 40-point win there.
Wow. I'm very surprised at the way that game went. Savage had complete control throughout the beginning, and now that I'm thinking about it, it sort of reminds me of the grand final at the MLG Anaheim Open between Elevate and Optic Gaming, how Elevate came out swinging, got the early lead, and then Optic Gaming just clicked in the gear, and they pretty much bumped the game back, but by that time the damage was already done in just a couple more seconds, and that's what I really saw just reminded for me from this game 1.
Yeah, and then Sivers was definitely the MVP of that match. I think she got 2 Cerberus and kill streaks, and also dropping 33 kills on top of having almost 3 minutes of hill time. So she's doing the slaying, the hill time, and all of that. But then on the side of Riot, if you look at the number of engagements, I swear each player, from what I remember, now that the scoreboard is gone, had at least 35 to 40 deaths. And that just is so many engagements on the hill. You see those Riot players really fighting for the hill, and it came very, very close to near the end. It's like a light bulb turned on for Riot. It went from 80, like 210 to 80 to almost a win by Riot near at the end.
Yeah, so game number 2, Infection, Search, and Destroy. With the way both of these teams are playing right now, do you think Savage goes up 2-0, or does the momentum we saw from Riot transfer into this game number 2 and they walk away trying to up the series?
I gotta give that edge to Riot. I've seen Riot win searches 3 versus 4, them being the 3-man army there. So, I mean, they're just so dominant at search. And then, you know, Savage, I think they're a very, very good search team, but I think they have some team chem things to work on still, along with some strategy. So it's going to be a very, very good S&D. I wouldn't doubt that, especially based on how close that hard point came. It's like these players play so much better under stress. It's like they started out kind of slow, and then like light bulbs started turning on, and everybody started playing way better near the end of that hard point.
Yeah, I think for both teams, it's going to come down to the effective pushes and then trading it. What it always really comes down to in Search and Destroy, you need team chemistry on your side to be able to make that work. Being able to get those 2-on-1, 3-on-1 engagements and make sure those swing in your favor will be absolutely huge to pay attention to in game number 2.
Yeah, they're going to do, the teams are going to do a quick lag test here, so we're going to be right back after this intermission. We won't be too long.
We about to turn it up. Turn it. We about to turn it up. Turn it. We about to turn it up. 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 About to turn it up. Go, 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 go. We about to turn it up.
Welcome back, guys, to the Female Pro League stream. We still have Riot versus Savage here in the series, and Savage leading the series 1-0 with the 250 to 216 win on that first hardpoint. Also handing Riot their first hardpoint loss, minus the 3v4 loss that they got when they were playing 3v4, but nonetheless their first 4v4 loss in hardpoint. Loading up this Vandal Protect system in the Infection Search and Destroy. What are you expecting here, Paradox?
So we see the overkill taken off the bat right away from Lethal Lady, and we saw how well the Savage players were able to do in Game 1. We saw the PO6 even coming out the beginning of that one. So that one normally a target ban towards the snipers. I know Sivers likes using the sniper rifle, and we saw it come out on the side of them as well. Now the thermal taken out by Dreamcrazy, so half of their bans are really sniper oriented to start out this game number 2.
Yeah, definitely targeting a Sivers. And I remember watching a Sivers the other day. She gets these crazy snipes. I think on Hunted, she snipes somebody underwater versus a VMP. Like, she's absolutely nuts with the sniper. So very, very good target bans there, along with the kinetic armor, who's going to be taken out. So we did see that map number 1. So this is very viable specialist to take it out in Infection, Search, and Destroy, along with even another specialist like Active Camo. However, your concussions and flashbangs making it out, along with rapid fire and high caliber to end it.
So kinetic armor taken out of this one. I'm surprised we didn't see Heatwave instead of the kinetic armor. I mean, kinetic armor is more of a later game specialist ability that comes up. Heatwave, though, can completely change the dynamic, but you don't want both of them together to be up for grabs in the Search and Destroy. Now we get to see what both teams are thinking of as far as their team composition and specialist draft. Lethal Lady going to rock Overdrive here.
Yeah, Overdrive, very interesting specialist, along with the glitch and other defensive things. You're probably going to see the Psychosis there. Dream Crazy is going to rock that. So Overdrive and Psychosis also very interesting, along with the glitch. Very interesting specialists. Psychosis, we've seen some clones, really just go off in the other direction. Sometimes they want to listen to you, but you got to use the Psychosis in these open areas where these clones can spread out and act as a very good bait. And sometimes it can give you false information because some players don't shoot clones. They'll be able to recognize clones, and it won't always give you the information you need. I would like to see maybe a vision pulse out of these players, because I think with Vision Pulse, you get what you get out of the specialist. Of course, there's that trade-off of being pinged on the map. But Overdrive, another useful specialist in Infection, Search, and Destroy, especially to pop that in the beginning of an offensive round. Try and get the first blood out of the other team, but you run the risk of also getting first blooded or traded in that situation. So Psychosis and Overdrive, kind of it's on the player's preference with that, and glitch also can be tricky because you don't know where you're being glitched to. It's a position changing specialist, but you don't know where you end up, so sometimes it can't always play in your favor.
Yeah, I would honestly rather see Vision Pulse on either side as opposed to Psychosis. I think the glitch, you can sort of wait for that situation, it will come in handy. But with Vision Pulse and with a lot of the action going down on the B street and around that B bomb site here on Infection, it's sort of a question is why would you not have it, right? You normally have teams on defense set up with one inside of the site. They might have one playing the middle of the map as well. So you can easily isolate the player that's inside of the site, and you can see them when they sort of leave that area as well. And you might be able to get a sort of an idea of where their teammates are playing as to where that player goes. But we're going to have to see how both teams sort of use the Psychosis. Of course, the idea behind that is just the little tiny sort of calculation has to go. It's like, okay, which one's the actual person? Can come up pretty handy, and then you put some bots in front of you that are able to take a couple of bullets. Act like some sponges here, and in Search and Destroy that will matter a lot because you only get one life per round.
Of course, and also I do believe Overclock was left in the game, so they're also going to be able to acquire these specialists much, much faster than before if they do opt to, of course, equip Overclock. But with Lethal still in the game, you also want to maybe run Flak Jacket, so you got that Overdrive, Flak Jacket, also Afterburner, possible perk 1s to use. So depending on if you want to set up to put defense against Lethal, do you want to have a better movement with Afterburner, or do you want to focus on your specialist acquiring speed there? So either way, the ones to stick out here are the Overdrive and the Glitch, I do believe. Yeah, okay, there we go. Overdrive and Glitch are the ones to stick out for both sides, so watch out for Lethal Lady and Danielle on the side of Savage, how they're going to be able to use those. Now, loading up this Infection, Search, and Destroy, let's look at everybody's loadouts here. We're seeing Dream Crazy opting with the M8 this time, putting down the HVK. VMP's on the board now that that's left in on the side of Savage. You're seeing a Sivers still opting with the to use the SVG along with the RK5. So the Overkill Thermal Ban not going to affect her at all, with her teammates using the M8s and the VMPs also.
So something we're also going to have to watch out for here. Lethal Lady's not running the Overclock on her class, but if a Sivers is able to hold down the middle of the map with this sniper rifle, it sort of neutralizes the middle overdrive push that Riot can go and do, but we're just going to have to wait and see a bit later in the game for that one. Sivers looks like she's going to try and make things work with the early first blood, not connecting with anything just yet, but you see already Riot have full control of the B side. Wolf Knights make sure no one can enter. Danielle goes all the way pushed up. B Street connects and takes out enemies.
Wolf Knight getting some shots down. She's going to be head glitching this B bomb site, making sure nobody's coming in. Dream Crazy also watching the flanks. I'm liking this Riot setup here. Another player does go down, leaving Clammy all by herself, and also has to pick up the bomb. Those were huge kills there by Wolf Knight. So liking that positioning out of her. Now Riot do know that the bomb is down, so Savage is going to play with this information quite well. Maybe he's trying to spot someone middle map. She does spot someone there, getting shots from her, opting to play her life, even though she didn't really take any shots. However, 1v3 situation with her position revealed, this is going to be a very tough order.
Yeah, you don't really expect her to clutch this 1v3, especially against such a talented team like Riot. And look at the way that they're set up, right? You have one watch in the middle of the map, that's Lethal Lady, one inside of the B side being Wolf Knight, and they put Dream Crazy on the top. Rocket would be the easiest one to really isolate and take out in this situation, as Clammy was able to do. She ends up picking up 2 as well. So right there, you just see Wolf Knight has to vacate the site, make sure she doesn't go down. There's not enough time to get that bomb down on B, and Riot going to strike first, 1-0.
Yeah, and also I like that Clammy wasn't trying to be too crazy there, working towards her streaks. I think she was 200 off the HCXD or something like that. So both players trying to play their life. Riot are going to take the first round, switching things up. Savage on defense, Riot on the offense. So I do expect most likely Wolf Knight again with the bomb, having lethals in hand, heading towards this B-bomb site area. Dream Crazy is going to be in this top grandma's area, leaving some middle map, trying to watch over middle map for them, able to call out that one player that should be on the staircase. That's Flavor. So these Riot players are going to have to make sure that if they plant the bomb, they have somebody set up the trades here. And here's Flavor pushing up towards the bomb. Big mistake by her to not check that corner. So there goes 3 down for Savage. Clammy once again the last one left.
That B Street push pretty much collapsed right away, as one player was taken out pretty fast, and as Sivers had pulled out the AR or the defensive side, she was spotted and taken out, and then the third one follows as well. So now, as you said, Clammy is left in the 1v4, and she might be able to isolate and take out enemies, but she's playing behind cover very effectively, and you see just like that, as soon as Clammy comes around the corner, Emmys has a bit of a word with her, takes her out, and Riot go up 2-0.
Yeah, 2-0 for Riot, and 2 consecutive rounds for them as well. Emmy's currently 4-1. She's the one to watch. And of course, Wolf Knight with the nice 2-piece in the first round, really giving them that solid round 1 win. And on the other side, still Flavor and a Sivers trailing with no kills each. And Flavor kind of not sure what happened on the side of Riot there. They kind of fell apart. However, Riot going to see if they can redeem themselves on their next offensive round. Flavor's going to beat the bomb carrier for the squad, heading once again towards this B bomb site. Emmys, and actually no one's going to be pushing this B street here for Riot. They're just going to be setting up for this middle map. Once again, you see Wolf Knight still head glitching his bomb. Going to throw some lethals here, but Flak Jacket in hand is only able, I believe, to take out 1. And here is 3 versus 4 situation in favor of Riot.
Wolf Knight double nades, ends up taking out Danny, and now she's in a position to pick up another as well. Smart plays from inside of the B side. Although Flavor goes and takes her out, she doesn't get too aggressive there. She's playing behind the bomb, using it as cover, and she was almost able to come around with that second gunfight as well. But now the A rotation going to come out on the side of Savage. Lethal Lady pulls out the ICR this round. She's going to try and keep her attention towards the middle of the map. Miami's set to be the first one to engage, gives up her position around the tank.
Yeah, huge kill there out of Lethal Lady, but she does go down, so this would have been huge for her to get that kill. But now you see Flavor is going to be currently getting the bomb down. Emmys is able to pick up Clanny, and now Flavor is all by herself. His teammate does go down. Now she's in this barn area, gets challenged, is able to take out Dream Crazy. Another player in front of her. She's going to play her life, but she needs a pre-fire here. But sorry, that's Emmys that wins that gunfight, earning herself also the defuse. And she could be finding, I don't think any trophies were laid down, but she's going to let her specialist build up a little bit more, but she has the HCXD, also earning herself the counter UAV with this defuse.
Yeah, that's 3 in a row on the side of Riot. Emmy's on a 5 streak. She's 6-1 right now, and I was gonna say you need to actually neutralize her because she has full streaks going into this one. It's a bit too late for that now. You just need to make sure the snowball cannot continue on the side of Riot. If you're Savage, you need to really regroup for the next round, set up an effective strat, and then make sure you keep the numbers advantage in your favor.
Yeah, you really got to shut down Emmy. She's the one putting Riot in the backpack right now. And if you take her out, see the slaying numbers are pretty much even after that. But let's see what Riot can do now on their offense. You see Wolf Knight also having the HCXD in her back pocket, and then you have Emmys with full streaks, like you said, with the dart counter UAV and HCXD. So nobody gonna pop that quite yet. Lethal Lady and friends going towards this B bomb site. Dream Crazy as usual in this grandma's area, able to call out that one player rushing right to this B bomb site. But here comes Danielle picking up that first blood on Lethal Lady, and she's going to sit in this Wolf Knight spot behind this B-bomb, earning herself a second kill, but Dream Crazy also picks up one.
He's got a bit aggressive and was taken out for that one. Now Danny ends up going down as well. Wolf Knight left in the 1v2, needs to take out a Sivers and Flammy here. That bomb is around the B site as well, but one thing for Savage, both of these players are isolated. If Wolf Knight's able to take out one, she's forced into an easy 1v1 situation, and she has the HCXD on her side as well as at least one Simsix. I believe she has two working with here, but 36 seconds here. A Sivers able to find her, take her out, and Savage finally have a round on the board.
Yeah, finally Savage showing some life here on this SND. Of course, nothing really to know here on the scoreboard. I think Wolf Knight might have gotten 1 or 2 kills that round, but, you know, the life coming out of Savage is what you really need to stay in this game. This would have been a very bad morale for Savage if this would have gone in that 4-0 direction. But now Savage on the offensive side, we'll see what they be able to do. Of course, Clammy finally earning the Psychosis for her squad as Sivers with the bomb heading towards this B-bomb site once again. You're going to see Lethal Lady going towards this middle map area. Wolf Knight is going to be set up on this B street, and she's actually going to use the HCXD for information, spotting that player on the mountain. So her HCXD would easily get shot, so she could maybe rotate it towards the middle map area, but she's actually going to get pushed by the one player, but the HCXD not earning herself a kill there.
Flavor gonna push up, connects with one as Wolf Knight was able to take out a Sivers. Now the HCXD has spotted Flavor, so she needs to play this one a little bit more passive. See, Emmys is set up here. Beautiful use of the active camo. Picks up one, not able to convert that to 2. So now 2v2 for either side here as Danny still has control of the bomb. Clammy has popped her Psychosis and is backing away from that B site. Danielle might be spotted as she's working her way towards the middle map with this bomb.
Yeah, Dream Crazy should be spotting Danielle on this other side, and she does, able to get the kill, also using the Shiva. So here comes, should be Clammy right around the corner. She's able to almost pick up that bomb, but she's trying to take out Dream Crazy there first. The Psychosis is going to be popped. Clammy fooled a little bit by the clone, but she's able to pick up the bomb. But here comes Dream Crazy with answering back with a kill. So Riot take a 4th round win, only 2 away to close this out.
Wow. Dream Crazy, you see how tagged up she was here by Clammy. I almost thought Clammy was going to be able to walk away with that engagement in her back pocket, but the Shiva from Dream Crazy, a little bit too much for her there. And we look on the side of Riot, at least stat-wise so far, it's still Amy's leading the pack at 7-3, but Wolf Knight and Dream Crazy have stepped up within the last few rounds for production, and that's what we like to see from this team. It was the momentum from game 1. It was just like at the snap of a finger, they were in full gear, and they really carried that over into this one. But Dream Crazy neutralized very early from the Shiva coming out of the side of Danny.
Yeah, I mean, Dream Crazy going top grandmas almost every round. You're going to be predicted in that position. She was first blooded there by Danielle. So Wolf Knight trying to push this A-bomb site, but here is Clammy throwing up some lethals. Not sure if they know each other are there, but Clammy is going to be in a very good position to spot this push from Wolf Knight. So Emmys and Lethal Lady going to push out this middle map area, try and get better control of it. But on the other side, Danny might have spotted some players here, also has the glitch in hand. So this is a bit of a standoff, 4 versus 3 situation for Savage, and they really just have to keep working on picks, and Riot are the ones under pressure. They have to plant the bomb.
Flavor was taken out, so that's something going in the favor of Riot. They're able to neutralize that, even up the numbers advantage, and now the rotation over towards the B site is coming in, but a Sivers has been set up here the entire time, pretty much with this SMG, and she might be able to buy enough time for Clammy to strike as well. Sivers trying to stay alive inside of the site. Amy shuts her down. Clammy's on the back side of this, able to connect with one. You saw Danny was able to pick up the second. Clammy shuts it down right there. Savage getting another round on the board, and that's a really good play from them, right? As Sivers playing inside of the site, she's able to buy enough time for Clammy to come up around the B street, capitalize on one, and then the pinch the trap for Savage on Riot inside the B side is set up perfectly, and they're able to just take out one by one.
Yeah, that was a perfect response out of Savage, and I thought Riot were going to get control. They push 2 players into the site knowing there's always a player head glitching that bomb. They're able to get a Sivers down, but then Savage comes in with the trades, able to win that round as well. Danielle having the glitch in hand, also Wolf Knight with the Heatwave and Lethal Lady with the overdrive, so she's not going to opt to use that quite yet, possibly in the next offensive round. So Sivers still with the bomb in hand. Danielle is going to take out Wolf Knight for the first blood, and they're going to go for this middle map push towards this B bomb site. As Sivers planning towards the middle of the map, but here comes the dart from Riot. Are they able to pick up a kill? And she does there on Clammy, so 3 versus 3 situation.
Lethal Lady has spotted Danny as she's worked her way inside of the church. This is not the really preferred engagement for the Shiva, and she has to pay for it there. So now 2v2, that bomb is down at the B side. Flavor's going to work together here with the Sivers to make sure this one still goes in their favor. Meanwhile, Dream Crazy and Lethal Lady trying to set up for the pinch. Dream Crazy is the first one to engage, and you see just like that, she's able to take out a Sivers, but now the 1v1 is on. Dream Crazy knows where this player is, moves up, picks up the second one, and has just enough time left on the clock to be able to get the defuse.
Oh my goodness, that was a beautiful 2v1 there, of course, earning herself only 50 off the HCC, so very, very close, and as well as Emmy's hitting those double digits with the 10 and 5 double positive. And on the other side, Sivers had such a great hard point. She was the MVP there, trailing 2 and 6 currently, at least having a play in her name, having more of the objective pressure there. However, we're going to need to make her step it up in the kills department along with Lethal Lady. But I like the use of the dart by Riot. Would have been cool if they at least aimed it towards the B bomb site. They might have stopped the bomb plant there. However, Riot now on the offensive side, seeing Lethal Lady dart through the map with the overdrive. Let's see if this is going to work in her favor. Kind of a risky play going towards it in the middle map. She's able to spot one player there, so she's going to hide and hopefully have her teammates there for trades. But now trades do go in. 3 versus 3 situation. Make that 3 versus 2 as no Lethal Lady ran into her teammate. Huge mistakes there.
And as you said at the beginning, it's like you read my mind. That was a very risky play on the side of Riot, and if she doesn't get caught there, then they have control of the B site and can work that into the closing round of game number 2. Instead, now Amy's is left in the 1v2 as Sivers and Clammy going to try and get the damage done here, but on the side of Amy's, there's VMP and an inmate. This one not going in her favor. Sivers taken out, but Clammy is right there. The trade goes in favor of Savage, and they're 2 rounds away from tying it up, but right now it's really Riot's game to lose.
Jeez, I want to say it's Emmys or Dream Crazy last time that when they were playing 3v4 dropped 16 and 7, something ridiculous, like 15 and 16 kills each, and they had like a combined 30 kills. I want to say it's Dream and Emmys, but somebody can correct me in the chat. So those are always the players to watch on Riot that are absolutely going off. So currently Emmys 12 and 6. Riot, Savage in the danger zone. Riot 1 round away to close this out. Flavor having the active camo that she earned herself. Wolf Knight, having the heat wave for a couple rounds now where she had some opportunities to use it. Dream Crazy pushed up on the bomb site. She's going to be pushing out as the lethals are going to come in, so they're going to give control that to the site to Savage as Flavor is currently getting the bomb down. Danielle watching over her back.
Amy's is in a perfect position here to make sure Amy doesn't get a bit too aggressive, and you see shots being traded in the middle of the map. Dream Crazy going to back off a little bit. She can pop the Psychosis. Once again, that's exactly what she does, but look at that. The clones just run straight ahead and don't even try to engage, and Claim will be able to pick up the first kill on Emmys, and just like that, Riot completely fall apart. Wolf and I now left in the 1v4. Danielle picks that one up. Savage working on the comeback.
Maybe the round 11 direction, I'm not sure, but those were so important kills there by Clammy. You had 2 players from Riot coming on flank, which would have absolutely pinched Savage there over at the site, but Clammy picking up that huge 2-piece, and then the rest of Riot fell down from there, so only a 1 round differential currently at the moment. Riot back on the offensive side. I do believe Clammy has earned herself the Psychosis. The Sivers also with the Heat Wave. Wolf Knight with the bomb, also the Heat Wave herself going towards this B bomb site, but watch those 4 arrows from Savage all pushing towards this B street. Trades coming into effect, and no, this is already a 2 versus 2 situation.
Now a 1v1 Clammy versus Wolf and I. Clammy needs to be able to win this one for Savage if she wants to force the round 11. Wolf and I is stuck here on the top rock. Clammy does have the HCXD. She's not going to use that one yet. And you think if this one does go to the round 11, which it will not, I was just getting ready to say Savage will be set up in a really good position if it goes there. Instead, Wolf Knight spots her, takes her out, and just like that, we have a 1-1 series tie.
That is just such bad timing out of Clammy. You know, she knew where Wolf Knight was. She's in the mountain, gotta look left, gotta look right. And as soon as she looked left, here comes Wolf Knight popping out of that other corner, earning herself a kill. So that really could have gone in anyone's favor. Maybe Clammy could have found herself a better position, or maybe could have actually challenged the top mountain and just go with the risk or the luck there of actually winning that gunfight. But at the end of the search and destroy, you have 3 players going in the double digits. Danielle with 11, Clammy with 10, and then Emmy's unfortunately 13 and 8, nobody else close to her, but that's 2 players of Savage with double digits that, you know, got the loss. So this is very surprising. Very good work out of them. Of course, Sivers trailing with 3 and 8. Not the greatest S&D game out of her. You got to work more as a team. However, very, very close S&D. It could have easily gone to round 11. As I said, that could have been anyone's 1v1 win. But like you said, series, they're currently 1-1.
Yeah, so looking at Fringe uplink, I'm not sure what to think from both sides, because you think the ARs have been pretty good. One for both teams so far, and of course Fringe is normally an AR heavy map. We saw Clammy getting the job done, Danny as well as Dream Crazy all putting numbers in there with the assault rifles. So really they're going to be able to keep the lanes open. So I'm going to look at the submachine guns in game 3 and see what they're able to bring to the board.
Yeah, I think this Fringe uplink, everybody's is on fire right now. The momentum is in everyone's favor. I think everyone played really, really well in the first and second maps. So going into Fringe uplink, let us know your predictions in the chat. #Riot or #Savage or whatever you want to scream in the chat. Show some support to your favorite team. Also tweet out the stream if you would like. We're going to be right back after this quick intermission. Welcome back, guys, to the Female Pro League stream, North American region. Savage versus Riot here on stream, in case you missed it. Hardpoint taken there by Savage. Riot taking the S&D series, currently 1-1, heading into this Fringe uplink, starting with the stock ban out of Emmy. So this was protected first round. That's going to be taken out. And now we saw people using the Shiva in that S&D, so Flavor's going to take that out as well.
Of course, Overdrive taken out by Wolfenite. That's what we see pretty much all the time here when it comes to a game of uplink. Now, going back to the stock, I mentioned the ARs before we had our brief intermission, and that's going to hurt the ARs a lot in this game. Of course, it hurts some of the submachine guns as well. The stock has become very, very preferred as far as the submachine gun is concerned in North America. In Europe, they sort of like to run the laser sight, but now we're going to see active camo taken out by Dream Crazy. That's another thing. You're able to grab the satellite drone off the active camo and then work your way into the site. That's really good when you're trying to push over by Peaches, get control of that back grandma's area. Active camo can be absolutely huge there. Not surprised to see it taken off the board.
Yeah, active camo going to follow along with that, so maybe the kinetic armor might be taken out as well. Not too sure, but the high caliber and rapid fire soon to follow along with the tacticals. So active camo and overdrive, the two specialists taken off the board, so expect the kinetic armor, maybe the heat wave, the scythe, other weapons to try and rack up some kills along with point acquiring specialists. So maybe you're going to see the return of the psychosis, maybe something like that. So Emmys starting off with the kinetic armor, Flavor with the heat wave, Wolf Knight matching that as well. So maybe Dream Crazy will also pull out the Tempest. She did use that in map number 1 and did fairly well with it. Clammy opting with the Scythe. I think we've seen her use that in previous matchups before. I like the way that she sets up on top barn and other areas, really giving a good support to her teammates using that Scythe. And now Dream Crazy opting with the Tempest, as I said.
Yeah, the Tempest is a really good choice here on Fringe. You're able to chain the lightning pretty easily, and then you have some medium to long range lines of sight to work with as well, which is where the Tempest absolutely shines. Now we see Lethal Lady round out the team composition on the side of Riot with the Scythe, so Dream Crazy is going to be able to get very aggressive with that Tempest, possibly go and set up for spawn traps as well, or even defend the spawns. And you think if you're pushing down a narrow alley, like the track side of Fringe, then really she will be a force to be reckoned with there.
Yeah, so the big difference to look at here is the Tempest weapon there out of Dream Crazy and his Sivers with the information acquiring specialist, the Vision Pulse. So we haven't seen this quite in the matchup yet, but in case you guys don't know what it is, you can see through walls with it. So it's going to be very important here on this Fringe uplink if they want to look through bricks, maybe look through trackside, even pushing into like towards barn or towards grandma's if you want to see what kind of defense is set up when you're pushing an objective, or even if you want to see how teams are set up around the drone before you pull it. So it's going to be huge there for the side of Savage. But then what should you, as a team, what do you pick? Do you get like an information point acquiring specialist like Vision Pulse, or do you opt for like a weapon specialist like Dream Crazy? What would you go for here, Paradox?
Looking at this, I'm not the biggest fan of Vision Pulse on Fringe. I mean, you think of something like Breach or something, I feel like it would be a bit better. On here, I'm really not feeling it, especially if you're thinking you're pushing down trackside. Of course, you might be able to spot someone in the small room, but I think pushing over towards grandma's is where we'll see that shine. I would honestly rather have something else on my team, maybe a Tempest to sort of match the aggression that can come out, because you think Riot, we saw in game 1, they're a very talented slaying squad. Not saying Savage isn't, because they were able to run away pretty early with game number 1 as well, but that puts more pressure on them to get the job done with their guns, and then that puts a lot more pressure on Clammy as well. She's going to be running an AR for the majority of this game. She will need to keep those lanes open, so that puts more pressure on her ability with the ARs and then her ability with the Scythe as well.
Yeah, and also Wolf, and I'm going to have to watch out for her. She did use the smokes a little bit on the search. I don't know if she popped it as much in the first hard point, but she's the player to watch to have these smokes. And I've seen some very good strategies of smoking out the middle map area with the drone, grabbing it, and then doing the wall run. And it's almost like before you can blink, the 1 point goes through if you are attacking towards the barn side, which is the more preferable side. So wondering if Wolf Knight is going to go for that type of strategy. Of course, tacticals were taken out, but the EMP is still on the board to, disorientate the other team. So this can be a very high-scoring game if you get the numbers down, maybe even use some other metas like the smokes, the EMPs, or even the flanks towards track side to get the numbers down quite early. But Savage had an early lead in the hard point. They're aggressive right off the bat, but one thing to look at is Danielle with the thermal PO6. So and she does have smokes equipped as well. So I expect her to throw the smokes down middle map, set up top grandmas, and just rain hell here on Riot.
Yeah, it would be a really interesting strategy on the side of Savage, and we saw them do pretty much the exact same thing in game number 1 as well. Now, quick note, Afterburners were not taken off the board in this one as well. So it is possible to get the early sort of toss through the middle of the map. Danny was able to spot someone in the top of barn, but she's not able to pick up any kills. Meanwhile, Flavor gets herself into an engagement with Wolf Knight, and she will be able to come out on top of that, but traded right away.
Yeah, Savage already getting into that Riot spawn right off the bat, but 2 go down for each squad. Middle map control, almost, Sivers isn't in a very good power position here on the corner of Bricks, having to escape through there, plays her life, but she does go down by Wolf Knight, who's going to be in this Bricks position here. So that's Savage just waiting for these picks off of Riot. See, Danielle still rocking the PO6, spawning that person in the top barn area, almost getting another one, but here's Lethal Lady with the 2-piece. Make that 3 go down for Savage. Lethal Lady is going to pick up the drone, waiting for her teammate Wolf Knight, actually going to pass it to her, and then she was going to be the one to lead the charge.
The lady set up here around Globe has a teammate to work with as well. Meanwhile, Wolf Knight is in control of the satellite drone. One player for Savage directly under the uplink. She's taken out, and just like that, early 2-0 in favor of Riot. Wolf Knight's even to stay alive here, takes out Danny, but we do see the overextension coming in from the side of Savage. Flavors worked her way into Dub, able to pick up Lethal Lady, and then sort of tries to stop the satellite drone push, but it's a bit too far up. Another 1 point on the board in favor of Riot.
Yeah, it seemed like, I think it was Emmys that tried to go 1 point off into Grandma's and in a miss, but at least someone from Riot was able to rotate around Grandma's and make that go in. But here is Emmys, and I think this is Wolf Knight in the Savage spawn, so this could be bad. See, Savage are going to be spawning Tin. They're able to take out Emmys, however, Danielle setting up in the top Grandma's with the M8, able to watch over as Sivers pushing up with the sub as well, and now she's able to get 1, so Danielle almost picking up, or she did pick up the second there on Dream Crazy, so 2 going down for Riot. Savage pushing up towards this middle map area, so they could be working on getting a 1 point play with the drone soon, but they're playing a little bit slow. However, playing for better map control, engagement going down on tracks. Flavor is able to win that one, so Riot have to watch out for this flank, but as Sivers jumps on the drone and heads towards this Bricks area.
Sivers and Flavor did a very good job at starting the overextension on the side of Savage before Riot comes back and sort of neutralizes the aggression there. Now Sivers picks up 1 more, takes out Wolf Knight, and then she's taken out. Sivers 3 down momentarily for Savage, and that gives Riot control of the middle of the map. They should be able to start this push very fast. Emmy's to be able to clean up 1 with the Man of War, and now she's in a prime position in the back of Grandma's right before she's taken out. Wolf Knight just needs to play this a little slow. They don't have the numbers advantage, but they have everything they need. The heat wave pops up in the air, and then the 2 point play comes in 5-0 with 2 minutes remaining until the half.
Yeah, and Wolf Knight also earning herself some streaks, being the Lightning Strike and the counter UAV. Of course, Emmy's 200 away from another HXD. She's going to drop on the drone, having a teammate beside her as Wolf Knight clearing the way. All 3 players of Savage going to be in the spawn. Emmy's going towards this bottom Grandma's area. Should be good for the 2, and it does connect. Riot currently leading 7-0 in the first half. So this is a very scary lead for Savage going to the second half. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to come back. Emmy's also earning herself the counter UAV, as well as Wolf Knight saving that Lightning Strike and the counter UAV for the second round. So having those map destroying or map disorientating kill streaks for the second round is going to make it hard for Savage to make an offensive move.
These 5 streak on the side of Riot finally ended. She has full streaks, and they still have streaks on the side of that team. You think the Lightning Strike for Wolfenite as she's set up behind cover in the middle of the map, and just like that, easily able to take out Clammy and stay alive here. She doesn't really have anything to worry about because she knows Amy's is watching her back. She was able to pick up one more spot to Sivers and takes her out. And this is what we talk about when we talk about Fringe being such an AR heavy map. Those lanes are going to be open. It's then the job of the submachine guns to try and get in. And with Riot dominating the assault rifle battle, their subs are free to push up and then challenge those on the side of Savage, if they can even get that close, because Riot's been doing such a good job of keeping everyone at bay.
Emmy's going to get that 2-point play, and currently 9-0 with 30 seconds left for Riot on the second side. So Savage just able to slay out their spawn, at least stopping the last opportunity that Riot has. But here comes Dream Crazy with the Tempest, and now she's on a 3. Actually make that a 0-kill streak. She was taken out. Wolfenite could have 15 seconds left to work with, trying to find this player to punch her in the face, but no, the height advantage makes her go down. Danielle's going to recover that drone, just opting to just play keep away here before the last couple seconds of the round do go down. But a Sivers going into the next round with the Vision Pulse, along with other players having their specialists ready, but I didn't get to see what those were. Looking at the stats here, Emmy's 19 and 8, almost 20 kills. And on the other side of Savage, you have 14 kills for Flavor and a Sivers with the 10 leading there. So you can clearly see that Riot are just outslaying Savage, getting the numbers down, and making these 2-point plays go in and in and in.
And they're getting the numbers advantage where it counts, right? If you look on the side of Savage, they're being able to neutralize Danny, who's running this VMP. She's the second most aggressive on that team up there with the Sivers, and then Clammy has the ARs running. She's been running here, so with her being down so much throughout that first half, it's very hard for them to get aggressive and then get the satellite drone and convert that into points. Now set up for the second half. Savage is doing a really good job at pushing down the track side. That is until they run into Dream Crazy, who's posted up in the top of Grandma's, and she's going to be able to pick up 2.
Yeah, unfortunately, Lethal Lady at the beginning had a nice setup with the scythe, and she was taken out before even getting any kills, so that would have been a very good position for her team to push up and get some objective work going here. But currently, Sivers in this power position area, she does get taken out, so there's a flank there by Emmys. They got to take her down first, and then there goes a huge kill there by Danny. So middle map control in favor of Savage as Danny tried to jump on the drone, but she was taken out as well. So Riot putting up some good defense here as 2 players make that 3 go down for Riot. Emmy's going to rotate back to the spawn, expecting this push out of Savage. Having the dart in hand, not going to be able to be useful here, is able to take out Clammy. The drone should be right around the corner, but Sivers is activating that vision pulse. I like this play from her in his top Grandma's area, has no teammates with her, and she does get taken out.
I have no idea how she was able to stay alive for that long. The vision pulse almost helps her out there. It seemed like if she sort of stuck to the original route, she might have been able to get the 1-point toss up and in and get some points on the side of Savage, but really didn't go in her favor. Now Dream Crazy is set up around the fences. She'll be cleaned up, taken out. Claim is going to be the furthest one pushed up on the side of Savage. Needs to work together here with Flavor around Globe and Peaches to pick up some of these players. The heat wave pop. That one's going to be wasted. 2 left up for the side of Savage.
Yeah, I'll make that 3 go down as Sivers the last one left. She's going to stay in this middle map position, just stop these players. She accidentally pushed out, and she could have stayed on that head glitch. So now Riot just slowly pushing up this drone through the middle of the map. So all 4 players of Savage are spawned up. So Riot, it's going to be a bloodbath to recover this drone and make something happen here. So Savage haven't been able to do much on the objective side here. There's still 9 points down in the second half. 3 minutes remain. Lethal Lady's going to open up with a 2-piece. Emmy's going to grab the drone. She could be going for the 1. Is it going to connect? And it actually is just shy of missing. So Savage are going to be able to recover that and go for the reset.
The lady was in a position to almost go and grab that drone, and the timing really didn't work in her favor. As soon as she pulled out the pistol and pushed up a little bit, she was taken out. And now look at this. Flavor will be able to take out Dream Crazy. She's trying to advance with the drone. Like that one to be picked up in just a second as the plays are going in Riot's favor, and now the drone is in their possession, pushing towards the back barn to Sivers. The only one here that can really do anything, she's neutralized by Wolfenite, leading to another dunk on the side of Riot.
Yeah, this is a very tough uplink there for Savage, as Sivers is the last one left to defend her spawn, and she also has to rotate all the way through the slight spawn trap going here for Riot as that's Lethal Lady with the drone. Should be good for the 2-point play, and barely, I think that was a 2-point play that ended up connecting. However, 2 go down for Riot, and there's still Wolfenite making a havoc here in the Savage spawn. She finally does go down. So now Savage having control of their spawn. They should be able to push up in the map. The dart is going to be released there by Riot, so getting some more kills and making it so much harder for Savage to get that middle map control. So minute and a half left, and Riot have not stopped scoring any points, and Savage haven't gotten really that close to getting anything happen. So this has been very tough to watch for them.
Yeah, you have that one play from a Sivers, and other than that, it seems like anytime they're picking up the drone, they're just spotted and taken out very easily. And now with the streaks coming into this one as well, with a minute left, it's pretty much impossible for Savage to pick up the win here. So they're going to have to focus on game number 4. But for the meantime, right now, you look at the stats and the way that Riot's made able to play this game, they've been able to keep Savage at bay, and even when they're not, you see Lethal Lady pushing up with the drone, she was able to do just enough to stay alive, make sure her teammates get there, back her up, and that leads to even more points on the board as Dream Crazy capitalizes, gets the points, and then picks up the kill. Once again, they've been able to make so many opportunities, right? Being able to stay alive in the opponent's base, take complete control, and then get the slays out. Even when we're seeing Savage try to go for the overextension, they're shut down pretty fast.
Yeah, I just find Riot so aggressive on this uplink. They're always screwing up Savage's spawns, almost getting spawn traps going on. They're getting the numbers down, while Savage, I think the closest opportunity we've seen them to scoring was when a Sivers was using that vision pulse there in Grandma's, and I think somebody was on the left side of Grandma's, and she pushed right, and she got pinched out. So, gotta see Savage play more together when they want to get these points go through and not drop too many players. Have their players play their lives a little bit more, stay alive. Of course, this is an easy advice to give, but just stay alive a lot more and not give up too many numbers to Riot, because that's how Riot was capitalizing on all these plays. So Danny's gonna drop out of the game here. But looking at the stats, Dream Crazy with 31 kills and Emmy's 32. Of course, the top slayers for Riot, making some work here of Savage.
15-0 shutout on the side of Riot, and if you're Savage going into game number 4, you really need to regroup, talk, and work together as a team. Breeze CTF is coming up next, and we know they have the talent to come out and force that game number 5. But give us your predictions in the chat. I can't wait to get game number 4 going. Jin, what do you think?
It's hard to say. It's just Riot. I mean, you must be demoralized a little bit if you're Savage. You know, a 15-0 loss when you haven't been able to make any objective happen as a team. I don't know. Hopefully their Skype call is still very lively and they're able to bring this momentum into the map number 4 of Breach CTF. We're going to go to a quick intermission. Like Paradox said, leave us your predictions in the chat. We're going to be right back.
Seen you're pretty soon as you came in that door. I just wanted you, got a set for us to roll. Married to the money, introduced him to my stove. Showed him how to whip and now we're remixing for love. Get my track in, let him hit the band.
Welcome back, guys, to the Female Pro League stream. Very exciting series that we have so far. Riot leading the series 2-1 against Savage after taking 2 consecutive maps of Uplink and S&D. Now, going into this Breach CTF, Savage need to make quite a comeback after going down 15-0 on that Uplink. Now, going into this banner protect system, some very, very peculiar bans coming in. Stock going to be protected there by Flavor. Once again, the fast hands, Lethal Lady being a Savage here with the ban on that as well.
All right, so my first thought is, 1, the stock is protected. That helps out the ARs. 2, fast hands is protected. That one on the side, it's banned, my apologies, on the side of Riot, goes after some of the aggression that we've been able to see on the side of Savage, and then Savage responds by taking out Quick Draw. So Game 4 is set to be absolutely insane. Of course, Overdrive and Concussion are off the board. We tend to see those, but I'm really looking at these fast hands and quick draw bans for this one.
Yeah, that's going to be... They're just taking out all the attachments here. No stock, no quick draw, no grip. What do you put on your gun now? I've never seen this many attachments taken out. So this is going to be a very interesting game. So a high caliber and the flashbang left to be taken out. So most likely the high caliber is going to be the last one. You're still going to have flashes in the game. So to keep that in mind along with the lethals. Overdrive also the only specialist to make it out. So kinetic armor sliding its way through. Let's see what the specialist draft looks like. Here is Scythe and Heatwave going to start it off. Matched again by Wolf Knight Danielle with the kinetic armor. Expect Dream Crazy with probably the Tempest again. Maybe a Sivers with... I don't know if she's going to go with the Vision Pulse here. Would be interesting on Breach. There's a lot of walls to use that the Vision Pulse on, especially CTF is a little bit slower. You might want to concentrate more on these defensive information acquiring specialists, but she's going with the active camo instead. So expect Emmys to match that as well.
So the active camo on the side of Savage there, and now Emmys does go and match that, as you said. For both of those players, looking at a Sivers and Emmys, what they'll be able to do is when they're getting into the base or when they're even trying to go for that push, using the active camo to grab the flag, and you're going to have to time this perfectly, because you grab the flag, that notifies the other team. If you're able to get behind cover and even get towards your teammates there, is where it will really be able to do some damage. You don't want to just pop it, lose it inside the base, get into a gunfight, and then lose. Then your specialist was completely wasted, and you have to sort of regroup with your team and try again, because your team will be counting on you really to make an effective push with that specialist. And then the kinetic armor is pretty much going to be the same thing, but that can be used on defense as well when you're trying to get that flag home. Not saying active camo cannot, but we normally see it when people are trying to go and grab the flag.
Of course, and now just judging by that uplink, it seems that Riot are very, very aggressive. So I'm liking all these attachment target bans out of both squads, and honestly, there was so much to look at. You got the fast hands out, the stock, well, at least they have the stock, but no grip, no quick draw, no fast hands. This is going to be a very interesting game. So, of course, you could still use the VMP with no quick draw and grip, but you might want to just opt with maybe... I don't know. It's so hard to say. I've never had these many attachments. I wouldn't even know personally what to put on as a player. With these attachments, Quentin, would you just go with the AR, or would you still opt to use a sub even though there's no fast hands, no quick draw, and no grip?
I would say just because I can be very stubborn, I would still have at least one submachine gun. But
right.
Thinking of that, honestly, what can happen is instead of running one sub, you can just substitute any of the submachine guns with an HVK. It gives you the sort of fire rate that you're looking for. It helps you in those medium engagements, which there are a lot of on Breach. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of that weapon used here. But if we do see a VMP or a Kuda or even a Pharaoh or something come out, you think it's really hard. You don't really need long barrel if you're going to run the Pharaoh. So I'm actually really at a loss for what we can see on the attachment side. Is really submachine guns took a huge hit there.
Yeah, I guess maybe a CUDA laser or something. You don't really need
Yeah.
grip with a CUDA. Laser would allow you to not worry about quick draw as much as you can just hip fire, and then fast hands, kind of limits, your sprinting and aiming up, I think. So it's just, yeah, it's really going to slow the game down here. Let's see what everybody is equipping. We're seeing VMP with extended mag and stock out of Flavor. Danny as well, VMPs across the board along with Clammy with the long barrel M8 on the side of Riot. You have Emmys opting with the CUDA, 2 VMPs, or actually 1 VMP out of Wolf Knight and Dream Crazy and Lethal Lady with the M8 as well. So Riot having this lab spawn, and on the other side, Savage having that top broken spawn. You're going to see a 2-2 split out of Savage, while as a 3 split for Riot heading towards this. And actually, a Sivir is going to start off with falling off the map, so it's not very good.
Well, Sivir said she did nothing wrong in the chat. There's something. Unfortunately, falling off the map to start the game. But now we see a lot of aggression coming out on the side of Riot. Danny and Sivir's going to go and try and clean up the base. And Sivir's doing actually a really good job of keeping Dream Crazy and Wolfenite inside. But just like that, didn't really expect Emmys to pop up there. And a 3-lady push coming in from Riot. Now the flag on their side as well. But look at the early defensive hold from Savage. Danny just needs to return this flag. Dream Crazy has backed up. The only thing that can go wrong here is Dream Crazy is still lurking. Danny doesn't know exactly where she is. All 3 of the other ladies on Savage going to try and go and pull the Riot flag.
Yeah, I would have liked Riot if they were able to just slay out the Savage base a little bit more. It's like Emmys got caught kind of being shot in the back because he pulled the flag and didn't really make sure the base was completely, or at least somewhat clear. Maybe depending on her teammate, too much has Dream Crazy tried to pull the flag. She does go down as Sivir's the flag carrier for Savage. Going into Palace, she has her teammates in this middle map area. Danielle is going to lead the charge into the Riot base, but there goes Emmys with an interesting counter pull. Having one teammate with her is Dream Crazy, so we're going to have a stalemate, as I do believe that Sivers is going to be by herself, and Danny and Flavor are going to go to try and stop this counter pull.
So you see Danny's getting ready to push up. She has the counter AV. She has the kinetic armor, but she's not able to get around the corner. So that puts a little bit more on Flavor. She's the furthest one pushed up side of Savage. She does have the heat wave, comes around the corner, spots one. Can't stay alive there. Amy's able to neutralize, take her out, and now that sets up 2-on-1 inside of the Savage base. They're going to try and take out the fly carrier.
It's going to be a huge kill here for Wolf Knight if she's able to just find this player around the corner, and she does. But smart plays out of, I do believe that's Savage, trying to just gang up on their flag carrier, but Wolf Knight is out for blood. She's trying to get this flag carrier from behind. That's 3 kills for Wolf Knight, just the flag carrier left, along with Clammy right around the corner. So Wolf Knight in interesting position, and she's going to pull out the VMP, getting that close range assist, at least not kill, chasing after this flag carrier. So that's Emmy's, I think, yeah, or nope, sorry, that's a Sivers running away with her life. Wolf Knight just trying to find some blood here, currently on a 4-kill streak, make that 5, and the flag return out of Wolf Knight, counter UAV in hand, and 25 off the Lightning.
Heat wave secures the flag cap for Riot, and I was just thinking, how in the world was the Sivers able to stay alive for so long? There was a portion there where she was just juking out all the Riot players, and then ends up coming up with a kill as well. Now with Clammy and Danny dropping, that's going to put a lot of pressure on the side of Savage. Sivir answers back with one of her own, and now her and Flavor need to work together to pass Lethal Lady and Dream Crazy in the middle of the map. But I can say it just like that. If you're in this game, it's a lot harder than it sounds.
For sure. Lethal Lady now just in this corner trying to stop this offensive push by Savage. She's going to be taken out. So there's Flavor, and Sivers now putting the pressure on this Riot base. So there goes Flavor, Clammy, the last one left, as 3 go down for Savage. So she's going to go down as well. So now Riot going to go on this offensive push. 2-2 split, 2 middle map, and 2 towards this green side. Emmy's leading the charge with the VMP. It actually just pulled out her HCXD at the wrong moment, and she does get taken out there. But the last up for defense is, it seems like Riot just fell apart before I could even cast over it. Sivers and Flavor clearing out their base, and now 2 go down for Riot. Now it's going to be Savage's turn on the offense.
We've talked about Savage playing a little bit separated, right? Getting in these one-on-one engagements and now being able to capitalize. Now we're seeing them sort of force the occasion as a team, but with Flavor just dropping there with the HCXD, Sivers almost falls off of the map, but she's in a prime position to sort of work with Danny here and just make sure at least Riot stays inside the base. But if they can get some of the numbers in their favor, Sivers can easily pop the active camo and get this flag out. Instead, she's spotted and cleaned up by Dream Crazy.
Yeah, just trying to be a little bit sneaky here, but not going to fool Dream Crazies. Danielle's not going to fool anyone as she falls off the map as well. 2 players from Riot are just going to clear out their bases all on their own, but there's going to be 1 player on the aggression. That's Lethal Lady towards this greenhouse side. There's 30 seconds left. This would be the last push that you could do, so not trying to give up any numbers here. Both teams going to sort of play their life. Savage just need to play up a little bit of defense here in the last 15 seconds. I don't think you're going to be able to run a flag at this point. Both teams probably just working on kill streaks here. Dream Crazy with the 350 off the HCXD. Let's see if she can get 1 more kill before the second half. And there she does earn herself the HCXD right at the last second.
4 streak. Dream Crazy going into the second half, but if you're Savage, that's not a terrible first half to have, right? Because you're only down by 1 going into it. You have an active camo to work with in the hands of a Sivers. Danny has her specialist up for use as well, and going into the second half, you think if they're able to use the active camo together with the kinetic armor, they can get a lot done there.
Yeah, so like you said, Savage down by 1 easily. Lots of time to come back. You got 5 minutes to work with. Just got to play smart. Don't give up too many numbers, because that's exactly what they did on Uplink. They went 3 or 4 down and let Savage just go on a havoc on them. So Wolf Knight having the lightning strike and the counter UAV in her back pocket here. Sivers going to lead the charge for Savage, for Savage. She's going to be taken out, but here's Flavor now putting pressure on the Riot base, having 1 around the corner. She's using a suppressed VMP, so you're seeing all kinds of interesting attachments now that you had pretty much the 3 main ones taken out in the Banner Protect.
Interested to know why she's really deciding to run with the suppressed VMP. You think the main idea of having the suppressor is Lethal Lady has now pulled out the scythe and will do a little bit of cleaning here in the base of Riot, but going back to that thought, is the main job of the suppressor is to keep yourself off of the minimap. You pair that with Blast Suppressor, you're pretty much invisible, but at this level of play, and especially with a team as practiced as Riot, they're going to call you out immediately even if you have that suppressor. So really the main benefit of that is just taken away.
Amis is going to be in the base. 4 players of Savage coming for this flag, and no, this is an easy 4 versus 1 pinch. Clammy going to recover that flag from the base of Riot, and also Wolf Knight having Savage's flag over here on Palace. So you're going to see an interception here by Dream Crazy. Is she able to kill all these 4 players, activating that kinetic armor? She might be getting the 1, but no, Wolf Knight's going to say, you're not doing anything, Dream. I'm going to kill you with my lightning strike. So that's not going to work out there for Dream Crazy. Wolf Knight, however, still having the flag in hand, and she does go down by the active camo kill by a Sivers. So, but the flag is going to be recovered, so we're still in the stalemate.
The active camo play, and then the other active camo play. Both of them popped. Amy's uses hers to grab the flag and is making her way down the middle of the map, but this is a huge 1v1. Dream Crazy going to pull out the HCXD, spots the flag carrier. Now she's going to go in for the push. The scythe was pulled out. Wolf Knight cleans up. Clammy flag is returned, and that's the second one on the board for Riot.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate for Savage. She left Clammy all by herself, even though she had a scythe. She was, nicely set up, but she got challenged close range. So you got to have always somebody near your flag carrier. And unfortunately, Clammy was easily taken out in that pinch. And then Riot were able to get their second flag cap. But Wolf Knight's not going to stop. She's going to pull the flag again, getting pushed by those 3 players of Savage, easily taken out there. And the flag return for Flavor. So Lethal Lady on a 3-kill streak, 50 off the HCXD as well. She's going to be met possibly by another player, but here comes Emmys with the 2-piece. Lethal Lady cleaning up the 3rd, so that's 4 players of Savage going down. Now you're seeing Emmys pull that flag from Savage, and she's going to be met up with a teammate. You're seeing Savage spawn up in this palace area, so they have to trek all the way back. So this is going to be Wolf Knight needing to get these cuts, but we could be seeing a 3rd cap out of Riot.
Surprising Clammy doesn't use her HCXD in the position that she's in. Amy slides in, gets the 3rd flag on the board for Riot, and she's fully streaked out. Flavor tries to get something done by pulling the flag, but she's neutralized and taken out as well. So now with a Sivers being the furthest one pushed up inside a greenhouse, she'll try and pick up 1, but now you see all the arrows for the Riot players really just look towards her direction, but she's now able to clean up Wolf Knight. She just needs to play this a little bit more slowly with Clammy to try and get something done here. You only have 1:30 to work with, and you're down by 3.
Oh no, Emmy's with the dart. She's able to find 1, Here's another enemy there. She gets 2 and then crashes her dart. So, I don't usually see dart as much in Respawn. It's one of those slower acquiring, or it doesn't get as many kills as maybe other ones, and it's very slow, but she's able to find 2. Wolf Knight pulling the flag. She's always the one stealing the flag. I think 90% of this game, she's had a flag in her hand. So she's going to go towards middle map. Actually just passes another player, but Dream Crazy is there for the relay, activating that kinetic ammo while she's getting shot in the back. So fantastic use of that specialist there, with also the 4th cap out of Riot in the second half. And this is 3 caps just in the second half alone, 1 in the first half. So Riot just, very just great objective play out of them.
I think this is really rough on the side of Savage. They were taken out of the equation completely in game number 3, and in game number 4 it's the same thing. It's just a shutout on the side of Riot, and now Dream Crazy can get a little fancy here in the middle of the map, picks up another one, extends the streak to 4, and that's where we'll end, because Danny will spot her and take her out. But 20 seconds left on the board here, and Riot, after what seemed to be a shocking Game 1 performance from them, they didn't look as put together as we normally expect from them, and Savage were able to really take advantage of that and win game number 1. They come back with a close game number 2, and then games number 3 and 4, pretty much no contest.
Yeah, so congratulations to Riot winning this series 3-1, and of course I thought that Savage played the CTF well, but it just came down to not being able to close out those objective plays, and is always in the stalemate situation. Whenever Savage had the flag, you had Wolf Knight going for the counter pull, or maybe even Emmys having the counter pull right away. So it's just up to you. Got to pull the flag, and you got to make sure that you have control of your base, and they don't go for a counter pull, and they just weren't able to stop the dominance of Riot here on this CTF. So this is going to be your first series of the night. We did get word that SNK forfeited their last matchup at 10:30 to whoever that was there. So I'm going to pull up this schedule here. Next up, we have Strictly Business versus Savage once again. So hopefully Savage can bring some life, bring some momentum into their next matchup. Strictly Business is one tough opponent to go up against. So yeah, SNK forfeited against Strictly Business, so they're gonna get a win out of that. So they'll be happy even if they lose to Savage. So we're gonna be loading up our next matchup here. Shouldn't be too long. So we're gonna be right back after this quick intermission.
Everybody eating, we just cutting bands up. In love with the money, I ain't
through a whole lot. Trial tribulation, but I know God said you wanna put me in a bow tie. Pray that the holy waters don't go dry. So look around me, so many motherfuckers won't doubt me. They know that they can never doubt me. Found out a dirty dog on me, but they found me. And I love myself. Yeah, I love myself. Yeah, I love myself. I love myself. Y'all don't feel no tension. I duck these professions, so softly far from blessing. Dreams of reality on me, blood steam in the face of the beast. Sky can fall down the wind, but rock now the strong, the beast the smile. I love myself. I went to war last night. With the automatic weapon, don't nobody call a medic. I'ma do it till I get it right. Yeah. I went to war last night. I've been dealing with depression ever since an adolescent. I can never hear the blessing. I can never see the message. I can never take the lead. I can never go to lead. I'm a negative, annihilate me. And it's only been a moving at a meteor speed. Then I run into a minute, lay a body in the street. I'm running in the ceiling, let my mama know I'm paid. Get my story to the children, and a lesson make a read. And the glory to the feeling that the holy I said. It's in enough, make a motherfucker scream. I love myself.
Welcome back, guys, to the Female Pro League stream. I am joined here with the wonderful Max, and we got a very interesting series for you guys, Savage versus Strictly Business. And in case you guys missed the last one, Riot took the win 3-1 against Savage, so hopefully here, Savage can redeem themselves.
And, yeah, I'm here. Ready to cast. We're going to get into the ban and protect right away, though. See a VMP right away. So we're not going to have that VMP in the game. It's going to mostly focus around Kudas at this point, unless that Kuda does get banned. We do see the average rapid-fire concussion and RC out of the picture as well here. So, Jen, out of these two teams, who do you think is going to take this match?
Well, hard to say. Savage is coming off of a loss. I'm not sure how their momentum or their team morale is right now. Just to give you guys some stats, Strictly Business is currently third in the league with 4-2, and Savage is currently 3-2, so probably 3-3 now with the loss. So, Banner Protect, I'll load it up for you guys. I think the frag was the last one taken out, along with the high caliber, the tacticals, and the thing to focus on is the VMP and the HCXD. Not sure if the overclock made it through. I was looking at the league standings here. But specialist drafts underway. You can see the kinetic armor made it through. Jesse and a Sivers matching that one as well. Netflix and COD going with the heat wave. And actually, Savage opting to use their sub here, Royal. And I think it's Danny now that's not playing. I think she's the one missing, yes. So they're going to play with their sub. Active Camo going to come out of Flavor. So this is going to be interesting to see how Savage are going to play. You know, they probably all warmed up here with Danny. So hopefully Royal has her shot warmed up as well.
It's interesting to see Danny out of the picture here and how this is going to affect this Savage squad. She's also a very big player on this team. AR-wise, I want to see how Royal can fill the slack here. But for the final two picks and bans, we do see a Purifier matched up against that Tempest and Heatwave matched up against the side. So we don't see two weapons on the side of our SB team. That's actually going to hinder them in some ways. This map's going to be a lot of AR control. So we'll see how they adjust that aspect. That Tempest player really needs to go big, especially on that Palace side, as you can chain the players pushing through doors as well as in the wall run. Royal with that Purifier, we're going to see that mostly on these hills that are smaller, especially like the back labs hill and that middle hill. So it's going to be interesting how these players use their specialists. It's very important how they use them. And, yeah.
Yeah, no heat wave on the side of Savage, so it's going to be important when trying to break into these hills, or at least defend it when you are getting I almost said breached into the hill, but yes, when you're getting infiltrated into the hill. So Netflix and COD is the objective here for Strictly Business. I swear she averages about 2 to 3 minutes of hill time every time. She is the player to watch, to be sitting on these hills, and then Songfully and Berlin K kind of switch up that Slayer role. And Jessie, I think, a little bit newer to this squad. I expect her to play some support role and kind of help on the objective side. And here on the side of Savage, you see Claiming a Sivers put up some pretty good numbers. I've seen a Sivers play that objective player role, but as a new competitive player, you see Savage kind of struggling with that. You've seen that in the uplink, how they were sort of uncoordinated at times with their pushes, but Flavor is the one that dropped the numbers as well. Not sure what Royal's role might be on the squad, so probably another kind of support role for the objective on the hill. However, not having that heat wave there on Savage is going to be interesting of how their Purifier can be used defensively and offensively going into a hill. However, I think heat wave is a lot more useful. You can literally concuss the other enemy having your weapon out, while as Purifier, you're not always guaranteed the kill in that sense. You're not concussing the other enemy. So I think Heatwave would be a better specialist to have over the Purifier, but of course, to each their own. Loading up this Breach Hardpoint, who would you like to jump on board here? Do you have any preferable spawns or any strategies you think that a team should use here on this first hill?
Let's hop on board with Royal. I'm kind of interested to see, you mentioned if they're going to switch it around and see what she's going to use. If she doesn't use that AR, I want to see which player is going to be using it for that Savage team. So I kind of want to hop on board with Savage, see how they start this off without Danielle. It's going to be a big difference. Besides that, really need to get our sub. We're going to see double subs push the hill in most cases, so we're going to see who can get the trade, and that opening break is going to be huge. But Royal does seem to be using that sub, so they're going to switch it up in Clammy, and Clammy's going to be the only AR player off the break, and that's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, only Flavor with the flak jacket on the side of Savage. And you see 3 players of Strictly Business with the flak jacket in hand. So expect these lethals to really wreak havoc here on Savage if they want to sit in these hills. Of course, Tactical is being taken out. Expect these EMPs to really disorientate the other team. However, the first couple points going in favor of Strictly Business. Also, Jesse using the Feral, not able to close out these kills. Flavor with the 2, Netflix and COD trading that with the 2 of her own. Netflix and COD sitting in the hill, currently 3-0, going to get contested here. Almost picks up her her 4th, as Clammy does come in. All 4 players of Strictly Business go down, and now Savage will be raking up some points.
As quickly as Strictly Business did get this lead, it is falling as that middle hill. No one can really get control. Savage getting kills, but they are going to be trailing 1 player in the hill, and she does win that gunfight. Sivers holding on for dear life as she's holding down this middle hill. 20 seconds to go as we're going to see this rotation by this SB player. That seems between Netflix and COD. These are going to be some big gunfights to win as she does get shot from behind. Waiting to see if this player does push her. She needs to win this in order to get spawns for her team. And that player does spot her. And right at the bat, Savage with the lead and spawns for the new hill.
Yeah, Songfully getting that last bit of scrap time, so scrap time in favor of Strictly Business, going over into Electrical Hill. We have a Sivers that was on the hill, she was taken out, so huge kills by Berlin K. She's going to sit on the hill. Netflix and COD was anchoring, but was taken out there by Clammy. So it's going to be a huge kills there for Savage as they do take over the hill and the anchor position there, but Netflix and COD and Songfully going to try and challenge Clammy, and she does get taken down, so now anchor position back into Strictly Business favor, as now it's going to be all up to Jessie to regain the hill, and she does. So this has been a bloodbath here over at Electrical.
Yeah, and Jesse, last one left in the hill. Savage did have spawns off the break, but they did lose a lot of gunfights in the middle. That's going to be a trade, though, as Savage pushes up together, Songfully shutting them down as these players do rotate with only 20 seconds left. It looks like SB is going to get this full scrap time. Really unlike these players not to send anyone to go for this scrap, but Savage needs to get this whole time at this new hill to make up for that scrap time lost. You do see these players pushed out as the Flavor outguns the AR, pushing 2 SB players are going to be pushing that wall run area go that Netflix and COD. She does get spotted with Berlin K, but she's going to get traded. Barely gets back on the map. A Royal is there to get that trade, and Savage does have control, trying to get this missed time back.
Yeah, huge kills by Royal trying to defend this hill, but as you can see, the Blue Arrows from Strictly Business are pinching out this hill. Berlin K on one side, she does get taken out. Jesse and Songfully now pitching from the other, so Savage are going to try and turn around. The one goes down, Songfully goes down as well. So good hold by Savage here over at this palace side. You see Strictly Business trying to push 2 players in. I like that they're always trying to group up 2 players, always challenging the hill, trying to set up for trades, but Strictly Business have been having a hard time closing out these kills. However, finally, Songfully is on the hill, going to get contested by somebody middle map, and here's a player in the corner. She loses that gunfight, so Savage regained control of Palace.
And as you can see, this Savage squad is hurting without Danielle, as they're not down by a lot, but you can tell that's a lot different of how they're playing. Danielle's usually that main slayer with the AR, and you can tell it's affecting them in that way as SB takes down 3 players. Flavor's the last one up for Savage, trying to get those players, pushing up the top rook, and just spot another, waiting patiently for that tier 2 pop, and Flavor with the big 2-piece as her team is hitting up middle. There's another player on the right. Their players are spawning out, so it's going to be in favor of Savage, but just as I say that, Sivers does get connected and pops it, trying to go for 3. That player does get away, though, and SB spawning dreadfully far out as Savage picks up these crucial times on this new hill.
Yeah, crucial time indeed. It's only about a not very low in differential here, about 20 points. Savage, I like the push that they did. Pushed 4 players, able to pinch out Strictly Business. Strictly Business tried to do the same thing, pushing into 4, but they're not able to close out those key gunfights here. Flavor, fantastic hill player, currently 3 kill streak with the Kuda. So she's able to be versatile with the close range and the medium range gunfights here. But now we're going to be seeing some rotations over on the next hill, and you're seeing Jesse here on top. Then you need to help put some support here for Netflix and COD, but here's Jesse with the 2 kills, but Sivers is there for the trade. So now this lab is going to be in favor of Savage, and like you said earlier, Strictly Business keeps spawning so far away from these hills, giving all this free time to Savage, as it's currently 130 to 78.
And as you can see, SB is not pushing through these hills when they do have control, and that's why they're really losing spawns. Savage, you'll see them pushing these hills and get the kills, and then start pushing through the spawns. And that's what our sub players really need to start doing on this hill. As you see, SB does get 2. There's one player in the back that's Jesse trying to hold these spawns with that sub. She does seem to be pushing out a little bit more here. She wins that gunfight, but falls off the map. Sivers, last one up in a low... Oh, the Sivers fell. But looks like 15 seconds left. Savage should be setting up on this new hill rotation. 102 to 131. SB picking up some crucial time on this hill, but Sivers there trying to get these kills as they get in the new hill. Jessie does get killed with her kinetic active camo ready in the new hill for Flavor, and Flavor putting on a show with the Sivers right here. 18 and 12 and 17 and 12 for them. Savage really doing well here, even with Danielle out of the picture.
Yeah, Netflix and Kyle is a great flank by her, able to get 2 off rotation here, and Savage has just been struggling to keep this middle map control, even though they've had the early rotations here and only had to focus on Strictly Business, coming or flooding out of that lab area. So now Strictly Business regaining control of this middle map area. They're going to be contested here. Flavor just coming around the corner, finally spotting this player on the hill. No, she loses that gunfight. Songfully with the 2-piece finally does get traded out, but it's still going to be Strictly Business on the hill. This is only a 10-point differential and growing for Strictly Business, so Savage needs to stop this hill lead, but of course with 20 seconds left you might see some early rotations here. You see Songfully already set up in electrical with the Tempest in hand.
Which gets some really bad timing right there as Royal pushes up for these spawns. SB kind of closed out the lead a little bit as Savage picking up this hill time, this scrap time here, but as you see, SB does have that rotation. Berlin K in the new hill. No one's in the back though. This could wreak havoc for SB if Savage does win all these gunfights. And as you see, 4 players in the back. They're gonna have spawns. SB spawns completely out here. That's a big mistake by these players. Berlin K should not have been playing that hill in this situation, as SB players should know these players are gonna spawn all the way out towards Palace in that situation. So you really need to push out the back in order to get spawns for this new hill. That's what's really hindering them, but they do still have time as SB are winning all these crucial gunfights here, but it could have hindered them in a great way if SVG was able to pull through.
Here comes the break here by Royal, but she does go down. All 4 players of Strictly Business going to be stacking the hill, but here comes Jessie. She's going to be pushing this out as well. So now 15 seconds left. You're going to see rotations over on the next hill as Jessie unfortunately falls off the map. Berlin K getting that last 10 seconds of scrap time. Savage just going to give that up. So as you can see, the lead change going in favor of Strictly Business by about 30 points and growing. So, Savage had a pretty good control of the first half of the game, but Strictly Business really fought for those electrical spawns, kept the anchor position, were able to get most of the time on that hill, but here on Palace, it was Savage that got the most points here. So let's see how Strictly Business are going to be able to pinch this hill.
And SVG finally down for the first time tonight. They had the lead the whole time, and now they're dropping. They are trying to bring it back up, though, as they're only down by 13 seconds. Full control of this Palace Hill. SB trying to flood in the front, but Sivers picking up a nasty 2-piece there. Royal for the trade, and Savage showing why they're not out of this, even when they go down. SB spawning all the way out towards that computer side hill. Jesse trying to pick up as many kills as you can. That's 2. The players are trying to go for the trades, though, and Jesse in the hill picking up 3. But Savage there to flood this hill and rotate. This is going to be huge on these rotation kills as SB is there and ready to try and get this Garden Hill.
Just these teams are so good at defending these hills and communicating with their team where these pushes are coming from. So Strictly Business getting all the time on electrical. Now you have Savage getting pretty much all the time there on Palace, but over here on Greenhouse, Strictly Business giving up that early having early rotations, giving up the last 15 seconds there to Savage. So now they need to stop this push from Savage. Flavor going to come in, is able to find 2 players here. She's going to be traded out. Clammy is there also to lay up some support, but having that Man of War, not going to win these close range engagements. So now Berlin K trying to stack the hill. She gets taken out as well. So Savage have not stopped flooding into the hill and are spawning towards this bomb site area, so they are able to keep flooding in. Of course, now they keep spawning middle map, so Strictly Business have just been challenging one by one, and at least when they do challenge 2 and 3, they're not able to close out these gunfights, and it's really Savage getting these multi-kills that are allowing them to keep defending the hill.
And this is such a close hard point here, as they're only going to be down by, they're going to be up by 3 points on this rotation. So whoever does win these spawns is going to end up winning this hill in all retrospect. SP is going to have 1 to 2 pushes here to break this, as Savage has all their members there. 1 top AC, 1 pushing the back. 1 SB member, that's Royal, trying to break it from the back. She's going to be alone though. These players are pushing up from that B bomb site. Songsley picking up one but getting traded down. Savage making great work as these players of SB have one final push to try and make this work. They need to work together, and they are frantically fighting. Berlin K trying to make this break as Sibbers is there in the back for SVG. SVG did have spawns for this new hill, and that kinetic comes in. Clutch play for Sibbers, picking up 2, trying to go for 3. The player on the stairs, Flavor getting the trade, and great work by Savage trying to hold this through. And SB looks like they're going to fall as Royal picks up almost 3 with that flamethrower in the front. Great plays by Savage, getting that early rotation and holding off the 2 pushes from SB.
That was just so much like perfect use of specialists in that last lab hill by Savage. I think it was the Sivers with the kinetic, able to pick up 2. You had Flavor getting 2 kills as well, and then you have the Slash Purifier player getting also 2 kills. So everybody's just racking up these multi-kills as Strictly Business is flooding through this the middle doorway. So as I said before, Strictly Business having that lead change over at Palace. They got some points on Greenhouse, but really Savage got most of the time on Green, and then going back to Lab, they're able to get the most of the time there as well. So Savage using all of their specialists to their use to really close out that game. And I can't remember I wish I could pull up the stats right now if my game could load. I saw a player with 2 minutes of hill time, and I really wanted to highlight these players, but these stupid game's not loading right now. But either way, fantastic work out of Savage to finally close out that game. I think it was 250 to not that many points. My game is frozen right now and does not want to finally pull up the scoreboard. Okay, 250 to 221 final score there. But that's Flavor. There you go. Almost 40 kills, 38 and 24 with 2 minutes of hill time. So the MVP going to her as well. Then Jessie with 12 defends and 27 kills. Probably the MVP for that squad as well. So map number 2 is around the corner. If I don't have the maps quite in front of me, but what did you think of that first map, Max?
So we did see Clammy with the AR on Savage, 17 and 19. It's kind of surprising that they won. Luckily, their sub players were able to go decently positive. Flavor being the player to highlight there, 38 and 24, doing very well in hill work, getting these kills in the hill and outside the hill, and that's why Savage really won that. But if Clammy could get some more kills as the AR player there, they probably could have won by a higher margin. It would have been so close. So we need to focus on these. I'm guessing we need to focus on the next respawn. They really need these AR players to start turning up, because AR control is very crucial. Because if your subs can't get these pushes, they're going to start losing by a high margin instead of having the subs pick up all the slack.
So yeah, that's going to be your map number 1, guys. We've got map number 2 right around the corner. Search and Destroy is up next. We're going to be right back after this quick intermission. Welcome back, guys, to the Female Pro League stream. I'm here with Max. We've got a fantastic series here. Savage versus Strictly Business. Savage nearly taking that hard point, 250 to 221, heading into this Fringe Search and Destroy. And if you guys remember well, Strictly Business's Season 1 under Excellence was probably one of the best Search and Destroy squads I've ever casted over. So I'd have to give the edge to them. Of course, they're playing with Jesse instead of, I think it was Danny in Season 1 was the player they were playing with. And of course, Savage playing without Danny. Danny's definitely a factor, and everybody can agree with that. Hopefully, Royal can adapt well to the squad here.
Yeah, and we're going to see Overkill, SVG, and Thermal banned, so I don't think they want any part of a Sivir Sniper right here. They know she's nasty with it, and they just, peace, no more Sniper. So, I mean, we might see something else, maybe like a Track-On or one of the other Snipers, but I highly doubt it, so that's going to be out of the picture here. So it's going to be a quite generic S&D here. Stunned and Flasher Route 2. We'll probably see High Cow and Rapid Fire out maybe the last band Overclock, but yeah, we're probably not going to see any Snipers.
No Snipers at all, and I think last time that the previous matchup we saw, people tried to just ban the Overkill and the Thermal, and Sivers didn't care. She still used the SVG, and she just rocked an RK5 with it. So now that they're literally taking the SVG out of her hands, I don't know if she's going to go with the Locust or maybe the PO6. We've seen Danny use the PO6. I don't think anybody else in the FPL has used the PO6 yet, but that would be interesting to see. If a Sivers got good with the PO6, that can be quite devastating. So, Specialist draft underway. I do believe the kinetic armor made it through. Not sure if anybody's going to pick that. Overclock, I do believe, made it through, so you're going to acquire these specialists a lot quicker. Heatwave matched on both sides. Glitch is going to be picked up by Berlin K, and Clammy, as usual, picking her Psychosis. So I wonder if a Sivers is going to go with her Vision Pulse or maybe an active camo, and she's going to up with the Glitch. So switching things up here. Let's see what Royal's going to be picking, and then active camo going to be matched by Sonkfly as well.
Yeah, these are pretty generic specialists here. We're going to match the Overdrive. The only switch here would be that that Psychosis for active camo. Now, I don't really agree with that in a sense. Active camo is a really dominant specialist, as you don't get any auto aim on any players using active camo. So it can be really used in those 1v2 situations or any clutch situations in general. So that might come back to haunt our Savage squad here. But off the break, that Overdrive can come into effect, as Overclock is not banned in this scenario. So we might see multiple Overdrives from Royal and Jesse. So these players really need to be aware for that, as that middle push is going to be quite dominant for these players to do, especially hitting bricks on that offensive end.
Yeah, surprising nobody that from Savage is going with the active camo. That's one of the top 3 specialists you want to go for. Can really solidify these 1v1 gunfights and even get sneaky around the bomb and also sneaky around the enemy base. The Overdrive going to be picked up by Royal and Glitch with the Sivers. So I've talked before in the last S&D how risky some of these specialists can be depending on how he uses. So of course, obviously you could say if they use it properly, then the specialists are good. But Overdrive, you can get into the enemy's face, but you run the risk of getting first blooded yourself or sometimes getting traded out in the process. So sometimes it's not that useful. Nobody's going to pick up the Psychosis, interestingly enough. Clammy did. Sorry, I almost didn't see it. Clammy picked the Psychosis, the only one here, and she's the one that uses it quite well in Search and Destroy. She uses it as a bait, of course, gets some information, but it's not really a game-changing specialist like maybe the Heat Wave. And we've seen, some pro players really make some work with the Glitch, but Glitch can be, very risky because you don't know what position you're being glitched back into. So in Fringe, you're not going to be worried about falling off the map like maybe a Breach S&D, but you can be sometimes glitched into a position that really confuses you, and then you still kind of lose that gunfight. So going to be risky to use these specialists.
Yeah, I agree with you right there. But as we move into this, we do know Savage is going to be up 1-0 here. The S&D is going to start with... Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Who do you think is going to win the S&D here? As Savage just have that small momentum swing with their map 1 win.
I mean, yeah, Savage obviously have the momentum in their favor, but this Strictly Business squad, I just think they have very superior, like, search and destroy players on their team. If maybe Savage had Danielle on their team, I think that would be a lot harder of a choice. But of course, I think this is going to go in Strictly Business' favor. But let's see how this is going to turn out, as Strictly Business are going to be on the offensive side. So I wonder if Jesse is maybe going. You're laughing.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm sorry. Sivers is just switching her class back and forth. He's a Locust and a PO6 back and forth. I'm sorry. You can keep going. I was just laughing at that.
So Sivers just wants to use a sniper no matter what you ban against her, and she's going to go with the Locust. A lot of people talk about how Locust is not a very good sniper at all. Some people in the chat will even say the PO6 is bad, but I think if you know how to use the PO6, I think Danny's demonstrated and Nagafin how good it can really be. But Sivers proving how Locust is not that good. She's not able to get the kill there on that player in the middle map. And Savage is also going to get first blooded. So Netflix and COD over at this A site, as Netflix and COD is trying to get the bomb down, but her teammate that was supporting her just went down. So 3 versus 3 situation. They're going to have to worry about Clammy coming around the corner.
And that bomb is going down for SB, and Savage is in a 2v2 situation with SB. The bomb is down. SB does have this advantage as the bomb is planted towards 10 Netflix and COD, trying to get some positioning on that bomb with the AR. Does not just spot the one player there, and simply gets a pick with the Locust, proving why she's one of the greater snipers in the game. Last player left, Netflix and COD in a 1v2 situation. That player is going to push her though, trying to come help her teammate. She pulls out the sniper instead. Netflix and COD picks up Royal. And that was a big mistake by the Sivers. Let's see if she can get this round win right here. She spots the player to the right, trying to pick up the kill for her ace. Does only have 3 bullets left, 12 seconds left.
Oh,
She's gonna get this defused, 9 seconds left to go. She's gonna get on it.
Oh my god.
I really don't think she got it. But yeah, she knows she didn't. She's gonna keep her streaks, and man, that was a bad play by her. I hate to say it, but she tried to go for that sniper instead of running up and helping her teammate with the pistol, and that cost them dearly in the round. And even though she was able to get all the kills, but it didn't come off successful with the round loss.
Yeah, but at least the ace is going to help her towards her kill streak there. Of course, you know, at least realizing at the last second that the bomb was going to go off, and that would have been really bad. Also giving the extra points to Strictly Business. So, not pulling a Nelson in that situation there. So Sivers going to keep her 4-0. Also having the HTXD 150 off the counter UAV. Now 4 players of Savage heading towards this B-bomb site. They're going to be met by Jesse, who's using the height of barn to at least able to spot one player through tracks, getting some shots, and we're not able to close out that kill. But they're going to have to worry about Jesse using the M8 on this other side. But Jesse almost can't get away with her life. She does get taken out for the first blood, but she's able to transmit that information to the rest of her squad that the Savage push is coming towards A. Or B.
And Flavor pushing up, trying to get that kill. Looks like 2 down for SB here. Flavor does not see the player to her left. Looks like she's going to back up. They do have full advantage here as Berlin K and Songfully in a 2v4 situation. Managed to get one though. SB giving themselves a little bit of breathing room there. That bomb is about to go down though by Flavor as a 2v2 situation just like that. Flavor trying to get picked, but Songfully getting a big 2-piece 1v1 situation. Clammy and her. Clammy is trying to spot her. No, she's weak. She doesn't get kind of bullets in here, and Songfully, player to watch during this round. SB clutching a 2v4 situation, making SVG pay for their mistakes 2 rounds in a row.
So Songfully's just a savage, no pun intended, honestly, no pun intended. But Strictly Business take 2 consecutive rounds here, and of course, interesting that Strictly Business get first blooded, but they're still able to win the round 3 versus 4, and you're going to see Songfully brought to you in your final kill cam there, barely winning that gunfight against Clammy, and on the other side of Savage, you only see really a Sivers with the most amount of kills, having her ace from first round. So hopefully Savage will be able to bounce back into their defensive round. Should be easy enough. Defense, not that much pressure. Songfully going to have this HEXD still in her back pocket. Netflix and COD heading towards this B-bomb site. So Savage are going to push at least one player. That's going to be Royal, using this rock head glitch there to at least spot these players coming through there. But you see, Strictly Business are really taking their time going towards this B side, and then you have to worry about a Sivers using that Locust over at tracks.
And we do see this very slow B push by our players at SB, but it looks like they're all rotating back as they thought they got spotted. This is going to be a full rotation, and Flavor's picking off those players rotating back. She's going to be on that L, trying to challenge these players in the back, She has to take her time here as these AR players are pushing forward. Flavor playing very patient. I think she hears one to her left, and she does. Nasty two-piece right there. Another 2v4 situation. She tries to go for the third kill. She does spot her and get some bullets. Smartly backing away, not letting them another mistake. Distort them another round. Jesse and Berlin K trying to get more picks as Jesse picks off 3v4. They're pushing up that B site, and looks like a Sivers is going to get another pick with that Locust here. 300 away from her streaks. She does have that RC on deck, though. Berlin K in a 1v3 picks off one in middle map. She just had that bomb. Looks like she could have put it down, but she's going to elect to play for some of these kills. She does have player spot the player in the back, and she's going to rotate to A without being seen here. 1v2. Both of these players are at the B bomb. She could pull this through if she gets some good timing. She gets that bomb down an egg, tries to go to the window. Heglet pops right out. There's going to be a player right behind her, though. She could get the kill, but she gets cleaned up. SVG Savage not letting another round fall out of their grasps.
I mean, that was a nice push there by Strictly Business heading towards tracks, but unfortunately Berlin K's teammate got taken out by a Sivers sniper shot. But then how did Berlin K get through middle map without being spotted by the two players? So that was a very unlucky push there by Savage to go to the other bomb site. But at the very last second, Clammy, as you can see on the final kill cam, was able to spot the head of Berlin K and win this gunfight with the height advantage. So nice try by Berlin K. This honestly was a very doable push, and I like the play out of her, but however, it's going to be Savage taking up a round, stopping that 2 consecutive round streak out of Strictly Business. Now Savage on the offensive round. We're going to have some specialists ready up here. Claiming the Psychosis Flavor does not have anything yet, but a Sivers with the glitch as well with the HCXD enhanced. So heading towards this B-bomb site, a Sivers still going to use this Locust here on offense, trying to spot that player on the other side of Rock. Nobody's going to be home. Jesse's going to switch her position to this back of the top barn area. So Flavor and friends heading towards this B-bomb site. They need to work on a pick and at least try to get some information of where these players from Strictly Business are. So both teams kind of playing standoffish.
And Clammy in that powerful AR position. Wait for that player to pick off the red. Netflix and COD does peek, but runs away. Smart play by her as Songfully gets that first pick. A good play by her. Savage does have a man disadvantage here as they push up to try and get this bomb down on B. Looks like some of those players are running back. Some miscommunication here, but finally they elect to all rotate back. Players of SB playing completely back. They aren't going to be caught off on this rotation. You're going to see all these players still at that B site trying to contest the middle. No idea where these players are coming from. Looks like they're going to 2-push 10 as that player does play in that grandma's location. Spots one on the bomb. That player's going to back up and wait for her teammates to come help. Another player spotted in 10. Back 10. Berlin K going to get another pick, and Savage in a 1v4 situation now. Sivers last one left with that sniper, and SP making a strong defensive stance, taking this 3-1 lead on Fringe S&D.
Yeah, Savage unfortunately getting first blooded in the round, try to rotate bomb sites. Strictly Business finding out that this other bomb site is way too quiet, doing the rotations, and then just taking out Savage completely. A Sivers, I wish he'd, opt to use maybe an M8 or something a little bit more versatile or easy to use than a Locust, because when she's left in these 1v4 situations, which has been happening a couple times, it's really hard to clutch it up with a sniper, and at least just an RK5. Like, if you get in a long-range gunfight, Locust can't always be reliable. So Netflix and COD and France opting to go towards this A bomb site. They're going to be met by Clammy and Flavor at this A site. Strictly Business going to use an HCXD, not able to close out a kill there, but Clammy trying to lay down some shots. She's going to be tagged up, need to play her life, but she has the Psychosis in hand, could be using this for a bait and switch, but here comes Netflix and COD saying hello, and she takes out that player as well. 3 versus 3 situation.
We see the complacent plays by SB as they wait to push up. Berlin K waiting for that player to plank and takes her out. Advantage in the favor of SB as they're getting at that bomb down. It looks like no, Netflix going to wait for the perfect opportunity. Once going to be player in the back. That player is in that A alleyway waiting to see if a player makes a crucial mistake right here. But that bomb does go down. Sivers and Royal in a 2v3 situation. And Sivers has that sniper rifle just mindfully pushing up, but she's now in a 1v3. I don't think she could do this. If she's getting shot from behind, these players should pinch her. She didn't hear player wall run around here. She can win that gunfight. 25 seconds left to go. She's waiting to see if any players push her. She can be pushing in that B hallway and just play right to her right. Can't get it done though. And SB taking those 2 rounds in the beginning from Savage due to miscommunication, misconduct here. Going to be up 4-1 just off mistakes from this Savage team.
And it's always the Sivers left in these 1v3s, 1v4s, 1v2s. Like, it's either she has to lay up some support to her team, or her team just have to really try and stay alive more, play their life more, don't engage in these gunfights or challenge things that are a little bit too risky. Royal needs to step it up with the 1 and 4 after 5 rounds. But let's see what Savage can do on the offense. Berlin K with the glitch. Sivir is also having the glitch as well, still with the HCXD, and Royal with the overdrive. Clammy also still having the psychosis, but Strictly Business going to use an HCXD. It's going to come into this room. Clammy having that flak jacket is going to save her life, but at least they're having that information that Savage are coming towards this B bomb site. They're going to try and push this top barn area, but Songfleet's going to lay down some shots. Sivir's currently getting the bomb down. She's getting naded all over the place, staying alive, however, but you see the 3 arrows from Strictly Business are going to surround this bomb site.
And the Sivir still 6 and 4. Looks like that sniper is going to be put away for her here. Clammy getting a crucial pick, but getting picked off right away by Berlin K. Flavor getting the trade. Songfleet there, 2v2 situation. These trades come in 1v1. She needs to win this gunfight. Runs out of ammo. That player's going to back up though, and Jessie getting that early reload, getting that 1v1 clutch here. Great plays by her in that bomb defuse. SB showing their dominant S&D skills here, not letting them get bombed out from that S&D loss.
Yeah, this is the danger zone for Savage. Strictly Business currently up 5-1. So Savage, having the bomb down with, I think, at least 3 or 4 players up. Strictly Business surrounding the bomb site and winning these key engagements. So looking at your scoreboard here, the slaying ability, or the slaying numbers clearly in Strictly Business' favor. Berlin K with 7 and 4. And then they're trading up the plants as well. Netflix, Ikata, and Berlin K having plants of their own. So now specialists across the board. So this is going to be a huge round for Savage to really stay alive in this series, and the Sivers is going to pull out the HCXD, so let's see what she's able to do with that, but that's going to be met by an HCXD of the squad of Strictly Business. So Strictly Business heading towards this B bomb site. Maybe you're going to see 2 HCXDs collide, and they did. So, but at least first blood going in favor of Strictly Business, as they're going to try and take over this B bomb site, but Clammy's going to be on the other side of this rock. She's able to find 1 player and able to close out that kill as well. So currently 3 versus 2, or make that 2 versus 2.
And the important player to watch here was Royal going for that flank as all her teammates do get picked off by that player on the rock. She can't get that kill cleaned up. Royal's going to smartly back away in a 2v1 situation here to try and stay alive in this S&D. Royal backing up. That bomb is going to go down, waiting for these players to maybe push them. SB does get that bomb down. 1 player top red. They do have full control of this map at the moment. She's going to spot that player in the top red. Getting away, though, might be able to pull something through here. That other player pushes with active camo. Great plays by Netflix and COD and the SB team, making sure all of Savage's advantages turn to dust.
Yeah, not sure what Royal was doing there. Obviously, Strictly Business was at the B bomb site. They got all of their kills there. Royal expecting, I guess, a flank or something when Strictly Business had full control of B bomb. Not likely, so she should have tried to use those close range quarters, try to go through tracks, try and make a push and prevent this bomb plant from going on. And then she was shooting at air at the top barn area, and obviously not. When you're in a 2 versus 1, expect the trades or the rotations come through, and then she was taken out easily there. Strictly Business winning this search and destroy 6-1, heading into the 3rd map, evac uplink. So we're in currently in a 1-1 series. So like we said, fantastic series for you guys tonight. We're gonna be back after this quick commercial break. Welcome back, guys, to the Female Pro League stream. Like I said, fantastic series here for you guys tonight. We have a tie series of Strictly Business versus Savage. Savage taking the hard point 250 to 221, and Strictly Business winning 6-1 on the Search and Destroy. But we have an evac uplink loaded up for you guys in this Banner Protect system. What do we have here, Max?
So we're going to have this evac uplink, and that VMP is off the grid here, so that's going to make a big difference, especially in a map that is primary sub gunfire. Strategy-wise, evac uplink is going to focus around this spawn trap location. It's going to be really important to have these players in that top AC location and push through it. So if we have someone on the enemy team push through and kill that player trying to guard off that AC, it's going to spawn trap these players all the way in back last, allowing for easy caps. So that's why this is one of the bigger uplink maps for the spawn trap. If you can get that spawn trap up, it's very difficult to break if you play it right. So we're going to be focusing on if those players can get that spawn trap right.
Yeah, and the rest of the Banner Protect consisted of the HCXD, so I think throughout this series we've seen the HCXD in play minus in the hard points. We saw in the S&D, not going to be in this uplink as well, and along with your tacticals as usual taken out and then high caliber rapid fire as well. But the semtex and frags, I do believe I caught that at the end, so no lethals coming into play to really I guess you'd see that more on hardpoint. Of course, lethal is going to be very devastating to really ruin your defensive position, especially on evac uplink. And then, of course, near the drone spawn, how close quarters in green the drone really is. And if you throw all kinds of lethals and tacticals in there, it can be really annoying to try and make some objective work happen. But looking at the specialist draft here, we see only the Annihilator coming out of Royal. Only the, actually, Overdrive made it through on the uplink as well, which you don't typically see at all. So that accidentally slipped through. Sivers and Jesse going to pick those up. Active Camo coming out of Brilliant K and Clammy, and Kinetic Armor also making it through out of Songfully and Flavors. So, Max, how do you think Overdrive is really going to affect this uplink?
Overdrive and uplink is probably the most overpowered specialist there is. It can make a game that is a blowout turn into a very close match very fast. If we see these players use overdrive right, you can get to that ball location even with one set of 4 players down. So any mistakes by these teams letting no trades go through could end up with a 2-cap right away. So these teams have to be very careful to make sure they get their trades, and they have to be very careful that they don't leave any holes open in the map. since Overdrive allows these players to make a quick use of any mistakes made on any part of the map. Kinetic Armor is also a tough one to have in there. Along with the ball armor with Kinetic Armor, it's almost impossible to die with that ball. So we're going to see that, a big one. Active Camo is pretty normal. We'll trade the Heat Wave for Annihilator there. So we'll see how these teams play. We have no weapons on the side of SB, so let's see how that affects them.
Yeah, no weapons on the side of SB, of course. Royal having that Annihilator. Not since the Scythe is in play, maybe she would have rather opted with that. And no Psychosis out of each squad. That's also another useful specialist here on Uplink Evac. But with the Overdrive in play, of course, that's easily going to be taken by both squads. And I think how large Evac, the map, is going to be a very high scoring game with this Overdrive in hand. So now this map is going to be all loaded up, and now the series is currently 1-1, tied for both apiece. So how are Savage going to come back after that devastating loss on the Search and Destroy? So Savage had a pretty decent lead in that first hardpoint, and Strictly Business really started to come back, and it was really on the fight on these hills. But the slaying ability, I thought, really went in favor of Savage. But these are pretty two well-balanced teams when it comes to Respawn. Obviously, the S&D proved different, but on Respawn, I think we're going to have a very good uplink on our hands. Let's see what everybody has equipped so far. The Man of War out of Royal, Clammy with the M8, and then 2 Kudas out of Flavor and a Sivers. And then we have 2 Pharaohs with Berlin K and Jesse. Netflix and COD opting with the Kuda and the M8 out of Songfully. So 3 subs and 1 AR for Strictly Business. And that's 2 ARs and 2 subs for Savage. So we're going to see this middle map push, and then also try and get control of middle map to really rotate over to this drone site to hopefully make some points go in.
It's kind of surprising to see only 1 Kuda on the side of SB. That 1 AR is going to help them a lot, especially getting pressure. So we do see 3 go down for Savage right at the bat. Sivers the last one left, trying to spot the player in middle. These players need to push through to Sivers, trying to make work of the small amount of space she does have. As long as he pushes up with that ball, she'll be able to get this dunk as these players, if they win these gunfights, the players on SB are going to be spawning completely out near the glass area. But it looks like Songfully's there to save the day. Not Songfully. Looks like Clammy's there to save the day here for Savage, as they're only down by 2 with no spawn trap there. Berlin K getting a crucial pick in that middle map, trying to go for 2, but she does. Clammy there for the trade.
Now Jesse's going to try and get a height advantage here, but that's Strictly Business, these orange arrows here really flooding into this drone spawn area. That's going to be Flavor trying to put up some defense here. She's going to go down, and then these players are going to be met by a Sivers, getting a nice 2-piece there, and also having the Overdrive already ready. So Overclock also being in this game is going to allow these Overclock players to get their specialist so much quicker, as a Sivers is not actually going to opt to use the Overdrive quite yet, but she does get shot in the back. So wondering if using the Overdrive would have been useful, since both these players have Overclock equipped, so they're going to get it so much quicker, and I think they would have got some nice points on the board. However, this game is already going to start off 2-0 in favor of Strictly Business.
And SB could have got another score on the board if they elected to go for that wall run and push from middle to left side. You really don't want to be pushing glass on that map, as it gives Savage the full advantage here. But SB trying to get all the picks they can, as they're making quick work of this Savage squad off the break. As Berlin K trying to go for 2. Songfully's there to get the pick. Berlin K gets another one. Spot the player going mid. That player is going to challenge her, though. She needs to get this pick off, and the players are going to be spawning out. This is a good point for SB to get these picks. Active Camo is in use here by Berlin K. She gets the dunk, trying to get another kill. Spots that Royal player, and she does have that current AV on deck. SB doing great work here, as Flavor trying to bring this back for the squad.
She's going to bring it back by getting a nice 2-piece there on the drone carrier and that base blocker, passing it to a Sivers, trying to play her life here, waiting for her teammates, just kind of dancing around in a circle. So 2 players of each squad are going to go down. Clammy currently in possession, or at least in control of this drone spawn area, playing in this water side. She's going to be met by 1 player who actually shoots her down. That's going to be Songfully. So 3 players of Strictly Business in this drone site. A Sivers is going to be there to contest it. She's able to find 1. Flavor finds 2. 3 players of Strictly Business go down. It's going to be up to Berlin K to get some kills here, and she does, but Savage are going to take her down. They're going to recover the drone. Let's see what Savage can do. Drone in hands and Clammy.
I really think Savage would have had a chance here to cap, but Clammy did pick off Sammy in that point where Clammy only picked off Flavor in the point where she could have had streaks. But as I said, Clammy getting a pick on Jesse. Netflix and COD trading that kill though. SB trying to make another push here happen. They need to push up, but Sivers going for that flank. Managed to pick off 2, and Flavor getting a 3rd. So that's going to be 3 down. Jesse's the last one left as she's waiting for these players to push up, playing very patient, very complacent. But that player is going to be going mid here. And SB looks like they have no idea. They're pushing back right now as those players are 3 down. Overdrive in use. And Savage going to be able to get this cap. But Sivers with the overdrive getting that ball in. As SB is spawning in that glass area, needs to make work here as they push out.
Not sure if I agree with the overdrive play out of a Sivers. You know, her teammates got 3 down on Strictly Business in the spawn, so she literally was free to go for the 2-point play, still opting for the overdrive halfway through her run. However, she's going to be able to gain that quite quickly with the overclock equipped. Girl Jessie's actually going to fall off the map, so no specialist going to be able to help her out there. But now Savage working their way back towards the drone spawn area. Clammy's going to throw out some EMPs, getting 1 kill. As Sivers now rotating over to this middle map area. Flavor's trying to lead the charge, but Flavor needs to turn around and hopefully help up her teammate, but she's going to recover the drone. Head her way towards probably this bar area. They're going to be met by players of Strictly Business. Nice play out of Flavor to just throw out the drone, or at least back up from that area that was highly contested there. But you can see Strictly Business, or actually that's Jessie, who's going to have the Pharaoh laser equipped, is already set up for reset.
And Savage doing a very good job of protecting their spawn trap, making sure SB can't get all these points on them. A 3 to 5 lead is not that bad for Savage, going to the good side as Flavor picks up a nasty 2-piece right there. She'll be playing for strafe right there. Goes for 3, knows there's more players around. Kind of spots that player's foot on the end. She could get some more streaks here as she's shot by an AR player. Needs to stay alive. Savage only going to go down in the half by 3. This could be trouble for SB if they don't know how to defensively upkeep this Savage push.
Well, it's going to be a 5-2 going into the second half in favor of Strictly Business. Looking at the score here, you can see Savage are actually slaying more than Strictly Business are, if my math is somewhat decent. But nonetheless, Flavor with almost 20 kills in the first half. She's having a fantastic performance here on Uplink. And then Clammy really has some good support for her team. She's the one playing the AR role on this top green area, really allowing her teams to push forward. But that's only 2 points on the board for Savage. Let's see what they can do in the second half. Clammy having the active camo, Sivers with the overdrive, and Berlin K with the active camo as well. Berlin K and Flavor. Actually, Berlin K opens with a 2-piece and almost makes it the 3 as Sivers is going to go down. Songfully cleans up the last player of Savage. That's 4 going down. Now Girl Jessie is going to be leading the charge into the Savage base.
And SB trying to show that they don't need a good side to win this game. They go for the crazy dunk over the building, or crazy shot over the building. Berlin K trying to shot all these players down. As Savage to get 3 down, she puts on her active camo. That's going to be 3 for Berlin K, chasing the Ford, hunting for blood. She knows that player's over there, shoots her gun out of anticipation, and gets another Berlin K with a great 4-piece right there, making it 5 as she gets shut down. Jessie with the overdrive into the dunk. SB showing them why they're the better uplink team.
I thought she was going to overdrive off the map. It looked like she just jumped and wasn't going to stop. However, she did not die from that. Netflix and COD going to keep the points coming as Strictly Business still in the Savage spawn. Netflix and COD doesn't need the overdrive, though. She's able to get the 2-point play in. So if you're Savage, you need to stop the bleeding from happening. They're going to do it with the overextension. Royal going to head the other way as Strictly Business are still rotating back towards the middle of the map. Royal's going to be met by 1 player. Should have actually went for the 1-point play, but this point deficit's got to be making Savage nervous. They have 3.5 minutes to make quite a few more points to go through. Songfully's going to go for the reset here, but as you can see, the blue arrows from Savage are ready for reset.
And SB holding down their spawn here, making all the players are out of it. Songfully does expect 1 to be in her base. It looks like she is there. Clammy's going to be that player. Your Clammy's making a big play right here. This is going to set up the spawn trap for her team. This could be a bad start for SB as the Zipper is waiting right under the portal, and she gets it in. I kind of agree with that since her teammates were down, so I kind of like that play. Luckily, it did not go against her favor. We're going to see that player behind them, Songfully going for that flank on Savage. Unfortunately, Savage isn't able to put on that spawn trap.
Yeah, the spawn trap almost coming into play as Sivers having the overdrive in hand is going to be met by one player, but this is what's so devastating about overdrive. Not only is it so hard, it just goes so fast, it's hard to shoot at you, just literally jetpacking through the air like that. Two players of Strictly Business going down. Savage should be heading towards this drone spawn. They're going to be met by Berlin K in this middle stairs area. She's able to spot one, but she just needs to stop Savage from picking up the drone. Savage only down by 2 possessions. They're maybe going to make this only by 1. Royal going to pick up the drone. She was taken out. She has teammates with her, but Jesse's going to say no with the nice 2-piece, also having the overdrive in hand. So she could honestly grab this drone and just overdrive the complete other way, but she's not going to because now she's dead. However, as Siver is going to try and make some work here, she's against 3 players of Strictly Business. The obvious pinch comes in, and the drone is reset back into green. So Savage having a tough time stay alive here.
SP doing a great job defensively, holding back these players from pushing their spawn, not letting a spawn trap come in as Calamity picks off one near the base. That's going to be songfully down for the SB team. SB pushing up. Calamity spots a second and a third, but runs out of ammo. Jesse's able to get that trade up. Berlin Case will be the last one left near the portal, trying to do everything she can, but a Sivers making a great play right there with a good 2-piece near the ball. Songfully's trying to play a defensive stance, and she does. Flavor's there, making all the plays she can, and SB's not able to get this push for 1 minute and 30 seconds left, only down by 2 possessions. This is definitely possible for the SB team. They just have to make some great plays right here. Jesse's able to get that pick on Calamity. Sivers quickly getting the trade. Flavor's there too for the 2-piece, and this could be their chance. All they have to do is push up. Royal's going to have to make a big play here. This is going to be a crucial gunfight right off the break. She gets bullets in her. Berlin K is able to hold on right there, trying to get 2, but Sivers right there, and Savage doing everything they can, but SB's there, preventing the dunk.
Look at this overdrive play out of Jessie. She able to get the 2? Was that the 2 or the...
That's the 2.
I couldn't even tell. It looked like she threw it at the last second, but fantastic play there. Berlin K was just so crucial of a play to try and stay alive, wait for Jessie to push up, and then just have that player overdrive her way into the spawn. So this is why you take out overdrive every single time you play uplink, and it's so devastating to leave it in. As Siver's gonna have the 2-point play going in, and this is gonna be probably all she wrote for Strictly Business. Taking, well,
not over yet, Jen.
20 seconds left. It's pretty much over.
I just saw the spawn trap coming in from Savage. Unfortunately, not able to hold it. Clamy's there trying to get the last second stat push. 9 seconds. I don't think it's possible at all, and it's not. SB doing a great work to break that spawn trap. As you saw, they all overextended, and that's exactly what they need to do. You can't see them push all the way back and lose those gunfights on the spawn. So that was a great overextend by them. What really went wrong for Savage is they're a great team of individual players. You can notice them winning individual key gunfights, but SB's just plays so much better together. And as you see it here, you can really tell which team scrims together and which team doesn't. Savage really let that ones go against them, as SP managing to get 6 caps on that bad side of this evac uplink.
Yeah, and I've been just noting throughout this uplink how Savage are just having a hard time staying alive, and just if you keep constantly getting slayed out, like they were kind of playing a little bit individual, at least not getting these key gunfights, but it was players like Jessie and Songfully getting these multi-kills, allowing them to, even if you're in a 2v1 situation, you know, someone like Jessie's still able to completely slay you out, and every time Savage went for a play, not every time, but a lot of the time, I just felt like they weren't winning these key gunfights, and at least Strictly Business was just capitalizing on all these huge, or not huge mistakes, but just the little mistakes that Savage was doing. So currently the series leading Strictly Business 2-1 as Strictly Business take 2 consecutive maps. Heading into the Oh So Loved Stronghold CTF will be our next map, so please stay tuned after this commercial break. Welcome back, guys, to the Female Pro League stream. Once again, I say this every time. We have a very intense and amazing series so far, and I'm here with Max. As usual, Savage versus Strictly Business, in case you guys didn't see it on the screen. But the series is currently in favor of Strictly Business by 2-1. So this could be and might be the final map for Savage. Hopefully they're able to make the comeback. In this Banner Protect system, the VMP is going to make its way out. It's almost like every map it's been taken out. But yeah, VMP is going to be taken out, along with the HCXD and the Frag Grenade are the ones to stand out.
So that's going to be Jesse here, banning out that VMP almost every match. Looks like they don't want those players on Savage to be using it. Looks like they seem to be hindering them a lot, as they can't seem to get some of these respawn wins as closely as they do before. We are going to see Flashbang, Concussion, Rapid Fire, High Cal, RC, kind of just normal bans at this point. Overdrive has a picture, though. They don't want that to happen. So, yeah, we're going to start off this specialist, though, and Kinetic and Heatwave are going to be picked.
Yeah, going into the specialist draft, the Kinetic Armor always makes it through. Doesn't seem like the players in this matchup quite mind that it's in there. Heatwave out of Flavor is Sivers with the Kinetic Armor. Active Camo out of Berlin K songfully chooses the Tempest. So we've seen her kind of use the Annihilator or the Tempest. Netflix and COD most likely going with the Heatwave. I think that's what she usually chooses. Clammy also usually chooses the Scythe. I'm not sure really what Royal is comfortable with there. But on CTF, it's going to be a very kill-oriented specialist draft here. You're not going to see any Psychosis or maybe some Vision Pulse or even a Glitch to kind of get some better positioning here. So maybe using a Psychosis or a Vision Pulse would be able to help more objective work there, as able to get some more information around the map. But all these players opting to kind of match both sides. So you have the Tempest versus the Scythe, Kinetic Armor versus Kinetic Armor, Heatwave versus Heatwave, and Active Camo versus Active Camo.
And great point to point out there that Tempest is nasty, especially during CTF. I've seen many players get 3 pieces and 4 pieces in the back of the base there and make a huge play with that Tempest. I've never honestly seen a good Scythe play in CTF, but that's just me. I'm sure there have been. So I really want to see some good plays with these specialists here, as they're most important, especially in these respawn-oriented game modes where if you die, you have to wait seconds to spawn up. We are going to start up here in just a second as they're creating their classes. We do see SB going up 2-1. I feel like Savage is a more favored team in this situation. How do you think this CTF is going to play out?
Not sure. It's just I think I don't want this. I don't know. Maybe this might be an unpopular opinion, but I just think a Sivers is could use some work in the objective department. I think Netflix and COD is the superior objective player that gets better support from her teammates, while as a Sivers, when she's kind of left by herself, she's not really sure what to do, and some points that during the uplink she'd have the drone, she'd kind of spin in a circle, not really sure what direction she wants to go in. And in Stronghold, a lot of the times your flag carrier is left by themselves, left to fend for themselves. So is the Sivers really, she has a tough role, lots of pressure on her back if she's the one pulling the flag. Of course, there's other players that will be contributing to the objective, but when your main objective player is kind of struggling with these decision making, we've seen just did not really work out for the Savage squad in some situations. While as in Hardpoint, kind of everybody's contributing to the objective, so she's not left all by herself. But now heading into the Stronghold CTF, of course, Stronghold's one of these slower CTF maps. It's quite, or at least a little bit bigger compared to Breach and Fringe. So it's going to be very slow, lots of standoffs, how players are going to be positioned, watching the flanks towards bunker, having your subs in the mansion area, also watching towards these middle map pushes. Strictly Business is going to have this bottom snow spawn, while Savage having these top mansion spawns. Let's see what these players are equipping. We're seeing lots of Pharaohs there lately. Jesse's going to stick with that, as long as along with Berlin K using the Pharaoh in the second map in the row, while Netflix and COD and Songfully rock the M8. Or actually, Netflix and COD switch to the Kuda there. Now on the side of Savage, you have 2 Kudas and 2 M8s, for Royal and Clammy being your main AR players.
Yep. So SB is going to be. I don't really consider any favorable sides on the CTF here. The Berlin Kids going to be pushing up that rock side. Flavor does get the trade, though. That's going to be 2 players off the break. SB trying to make some moves here, as they do get almost 2 down. Savage there to answer back, though. And Jesse going to the last one left in the base here. Nothing drastic off the start of the match.
Yeah, 3 players already going down for Savage. It's not too good, but as Sivir is making her way through this top of mansion area, able to find one, she gets quickly traded out there. So Savage need to work on a little bit of defense there. Songfully able to pick up another one, and Clammy is on the offense in this bottom mansion area. She does have an AR, so it would be better if she pushed towards the middle map. But she's just going to watch over this kitchen area. She's going to be met there by Songplay with these close range quarters. It's an easy gunfight there. So two from Strictly Business, or sorry, that's Savage. I have my team names wrong. But 2 from Savage do go down as Flavor now has to play a bit of defense there. As Sivers is able to pick up 1. So see if Strictly Business can make something happen. Netflix and COD is all by herself, so she needs to kind of stay hidden, wait for her teammates to spawn up.
And Netflix and COD making these individual plays. Why are you pushing out right here? Oh, that individual play almost worked out. She could just stay alive right there and SB back where they started. You need to make some quick moves, trying to see if they can push up rocks. She's getting shot at by one of the players. That player seems just completely neglect that she's there, but Sivers is there to get that pick up. SVG trying to get this push up right here. There's going to be a player top bedroom. Sivers going to go for that wall run. Player right in front of her. Can't win the gunfight right there. And SB trying to make a defensive push. This is a very stalemate oriented map. We're going to see one push is going to make the difference here. So whichever team can make this team-oriented push is going to be the difference maker. Savage is playing a little bit of defense here as they know they went all down in the base. There's one player pushed up with them. That's going to be Jesse, or Clammy, and Flavor. And looks like they're going to be trying to push up here as Netflix and COD is going to shut down Flavor in that top mansion area.
Yeah, Flavor actually popped the heat wave and still lost that gunfight, so a little bit of a waste of the heat wave in that moment. Clammy's going to go down pushing towards the middle map area, so Sivers is her last shot. Get the offensive going, so kind of Jesse twisting around there, able to win that gunfight. So Sivers just needs to stay hidden, wait for her teammates to push up, but not sure what Flavor is doing. She needs to kind of help a Sivers in that situation, but what Strictly Business are trying to do, or sorry, that's Savage. Team names are wrong, I apologize, but what Savage are trying to do is just set up in this mansion area, stay hidden, and try and get a better, get in these advantageous positions to win these gunfights. But watch how Jessie just snuck into the Savage base, able to get that flag. She's going to be joined there by her teammates. As you can see, this is Savage spawning over at the bunker side, so they need to quickly rotate back to their flag as Jesse's coming in, but the cuts are already set up here by Berlin K, who's going to let up some shots on this bunker side, so here comes Savage trying to flood through here, and all 4 players of Savage do go down, and that's going to be a cap for Strictly Business.
Now, SB could have got that counter cap right there if one of these players was playing in the back of the base. SB playing very well together, and they were able to get that 1 cap. So no hate against them as they're pushing up for another. Jesse playing for that lightning strike, with Flavor does get her picked off. Savage trying to get this stop here. Good defensive plays right there. So only down by 1 cap. So it looks like SB able to make quick work in that beginning. The 1 cap could make the difference here, as you won't see a lot of caps, especially on this map.
Yeah, and the overclock also making it through in the banner protect, allowing these players to already get specialists on the board. So you see Songfully with the Tempest, Jessie with the kinetic armor, and she also has a counter UAV in her back pocket. So all kinds of players have specialists in hand, but the thing to note, 4 players of Strictly Business go down, so Savage are going to be on the offense. Bunch of players pushing through this mansion area, and you see a Sivers pushing through this middle map area, and now all these players from Strictly Business spawning towards bunker, but these huge gunfights in favor of Strictly Business, allowing them to set up in these defensive positions. So if you're Savage, you got to push out of this mansion area and occupy these back truck and back van positions that Strictly Business got of, and this would have been an easy flagpole by them.
Yeah, completely agree, but we do see SB trying to make one final push here as those players on Savage do get knocked down. Flavor is going to be the member trying to make these plays still here, but she does get shut down. Berlin K and them, 20 seconds left. I don't think it's really possible for SB to make a play here. Just going to play defensively at this point and take their 1-0 lead at the half. They do have a counter AV for next round, and all their specialists, except for Netflix and COD's Heat Wave versus Savage. Savage does have all their specialists, except for that Scythe and Heat Wave. So, at this half, we do see SB taking the small 1-0 lead. How do you think these specialists are going to come into play at the break?
It's going to be huge. You might not see them off the break, but they're going to come in these crucial situations when you're, trying to pull the flag or you're trying to cap the flag. So I can't remember the specialists that were left. I think we saw some active camo, heat wave. I think there's even a Tempest on the board that was earned. I can't remember who that was, but especially when it comes to active camo, trying to pull that flag with it. Easy flag pull there. And also just winning these gunfights with some of these specialists is going to come in huge. So 3 players of Strictly Business are going to have that. The kinetic armor also going to be huge. Try and get these moldy kills when you're attacking the spawns. So Brilliant K with the active, you got Songfully with the Tempest, Jesse with the kinetic armor, Royal with the active as well, and a Sivers with the kinetic armor. But a Sivers barely not going to win that gunfight, of course, but somebody step it up is Royal. 3-11 now as she does go down. She didn't have an amazing uplink game as well. But the player to watch here is Jessie, who just grabbed the flag there from the Savage spawn, heading towards this mansion area. She's not going to have any teammates with her, but Netflix and Cottage is going to try and get the cuts in middle map. So this is looking good. You got Songfully using the Tempest in the spawn. Needs to just protect her flag carrier. There is Jessie, narrowly missing that lightning strike. Not sure who called that in, but the second flag cab going through for Strictly Business.
And SB, Jessie making the plays here. 2 flag caps for her, trying to go on this kill streak. She does put her kinetic on. And she almost has the lightning. She gets another player in the bunker, 50 away from Hellstorm right here. And she almost wins that gunfight. 5 kill streak for her name, but she does get picked off. Savage need to make some plays here. They are getting picked up in their base. Royal's gonna be the last one left as she does spawn up. She needs to get this last player in the base. She gets bullets in her. Royal making a huge defensive stance. Gonna be one more player to beat. She needs to win this gunfight. I think this player could get away. All she has to do is push up towards that flag. Looks like she's not going to. And Savage luckily spawning up. Not able, making that defensive stance.
If I were Netflix and COD, I would have just stayed in that position at the mansion, try and get these players, just picking off these Savage players, waiting for your teammates to spawn up, because there was no chance she was going to be able to pull that flag and at least get away safely, at least not without overdrive or some kind of specialist to be able to help her there. But the counter UAV is going to be in play for Strictly Business, so it's going to be hard for Savage as it is to make an offensive push, as well as not having any map, or at least the counter UAV is gone now, I believe. However, Royal is going to make a stance here over on Snow's side with the M8 in hand, trying to put pressure on the Strictly Business base, and she's going to go down as well. So Strictly Business laying out their base, and now they're going to be on the offensive. They're going to have an offensive push. So as you can see, Jessie, as usual, trying to pull the flag, but she's not able to slay out these members from Savage.
And that Spice player for Savage just get picked off. Flavor there trying to shut down all these players in mid, doing everything she can. That Heat Wave is an option right here if she elects to use it. Heat Waves the player back on that B bomb site, and Savage needs to get a push here. They need to get some team pushes instead of just all getting picked off by SB. Notice in the map, SB has had full control this whole time. As Songfully picked off 2, as Sivers shuts her down. Savage not working well together at all at this point. Only one player pushing, that's going to be Clammy. Jessie getting that pick, and Savage really needs to start working together here if they want to get some picks on the board. Looks like there's going to be 2 pushing rocks. This could be their chances to go down. Flavor trying to flank Berlin K right here. Does manage to get that pick. There's going to be a player flanking them though, and that's going to be Jessie picking off one, smartly getting away and playing her life, and that SB member may have made the break for Savage. Made the defensive stance for SB.
Yeah, Netflix and COD now just rotating back to the base along with your other teammates spawning on her. So now they just have to find out where these players from Savage are coming from. Netflix and COD able to find one. Clammy does go down as Sivers is next up, and she's next to go down, along with Royal is the third one to go down for Savage. So another failed push out of Savage to not be able to get close to pulling a flag. And they just need to get in these favorable, at least these power positions, like these head glitches and things, get in these easy gunfights. And it just seems they're losing every single one, even though they're pushing 3 or 4 members into the base. But it's just Strictly Business holds such a great defense here. Jessie is going to push towards this middle of the map. All 3 players of Strictly Business, or sorry, that's Savage, heading towards this mansion side. Flavor's able to find one. So maybe this is Savage's chance to pull something off, but no, only 2 players remaining, and a Sivers getting a huge kill there, but her teammate does go down, and so does a Sivers. So Savage just keeps breaking apart on these offensive pushes.
And all I can watch was all I can see is when I watch Savage is where is Danny. This team drastically needs her slaying capabilities right here, as they have no AR control at all. Jessie 21-11, Berlin K 22-16. Only player negative on the side of SB is Netflix and COD versus Savage, who only has 1 player positive on the contrary, and that's Flavor doing everything she can But looks like Savage is going to fall here, lose this series 3-1 to SB. A highly unlikely turn of events here as SB takes this series.
Yeah, and it's just, we mentioned Danny, how she was such a factor as an AR on the team. And if you have one of your ARs going 9-20, actually both the ARs went 9-20, it really left the subs with little to nothing to do on the objective side. You need these ARs to support you and help you push up middle map. And it just felt like these ARs were trying to play like a sub, and then they were losing these gunfights against sub players. And it's just, Savage never really got that much objective going. We saw, on the side of Strictly Business, they were able to play together. They made some mistakes, but they're still able to win this 2-0 by capitalizing, at least on the couple of little mistakes that Savage made.
Yep, completely agree with you there. I don't know if you emphasized it yet, but the individual plays by Savage is what cost them. You can see SB played very well-rounded together. They pushed together, they made their breaks together, and you did see a lot of individual plays in a sense, but it was because of Savage's demise. You didn't see Savage getting those traded kills, and that's what really neglected them to get these losses, especially in that uplink and CTF.
Of course, I'm just going to pull up the schedule for you guys so we can talk about the next matches coming up. But of course, I tell you guys every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday going in order are the matches for the female Pro League North American side. And in case you guys are inquiring about the European side, we're just... we don't have enough refs, and, the casters, there's so little, availability is an issue on the side of the staff. We would love and love and love to showcase these European players, because there's some very, very interesting and dominating and intense and crazy screaming matches going on the European side. Unfortunately, we're not able to show it. Hopefully soon enough, we'll be able to update you guys on when those go live. But when it comes to North American side, every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern, you're going to see those matches. So, of course, it's Tuesday today. So, next matches are Friday the 24th. And, of course, the 10:30 match, SNK versus SB. SNK forfeited their match. So, Strictly Business get 2 wins tonight out of that, along with Riot getting also 2 wins since SNK forfeited their first map as well. So, on Friday, June 24th, we will have SNK versus Virtue, Flawless Nerdette versus SB, Savage versus Virtue, SNK versus Flawless Nerdette. So a bunch of very, very good matches on Friday. So make sure you guys tune in for those. And go to the femaleproleague.com website where you can find all kinds of cool league stats and cool schedules and other fun things to read about on the Female Pro League site. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to Caliphone and Ergo guys and Acquire for providing apparel. Make sure you guys check out the apparel line on the Female Pro League website, and follow the Female Pro League Twitter if you want to stay updated on matches, see scores, follow some of the players, and get to know them as well. Make sure you follow my co-caster Scruffer with a UR at the end, and myself, LemmyKiwi_ on Twitter, and we might follow back. We probably will. We probably will follow back. Sure, nod your head, Scruffer. We will, we promise. Anyway, hope you guys have a wonderful night. Max, do you have any closing remarks?
Hope it was fun. Intense match there. Great job to SB winning that series 3-1. Once again, thank you to all the sponsors, California Euro guys, and Acquire the CA, right? Acquire CA on Twitter?
Acquire.ca, yeah.
.ca, all right.
I got it right this time.
Yeah. They're the best. It was fun. Hopefully guys see you guys next time, and make sure you guys follow us both on Twitter as well as the @FemaleProLeague so you can get an update on when we're going live.
Yep, so make sure you follow us, and hope you guys have a wonderful night. We will be live on Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you guys tune in on that. So that is it. That's all we have. Have a good night. Congratulations to Riot, and congratulations to Strictly Business, and have a wonderful night, guys.